All right, everybody, we are back. Unbelievable. It's been so many months since June, July, August, September, middle of October. I'm back, and it's the perfect person to have back because I wanted somebody new and fresh to the couch. I wanted somebody that was very talented, but I didn't know it all, and I just felt so repeated, and it's nice to have a fresh start with Mrs. Riii. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. It's nice to be back here. Like I said, you're like the perfect person. We've had a lot of fun so far.
Yeah.
Just chit-chatting.
For real.
I see this going very good. How many podcasts have you done before?
None.
0.
I'm so excited.
Really?
Yeah, I just want to hear myself talk.
Well, you're going to love it. I know everybody who has a podcast says this, but you should probably do one. Because just the way it's going, I just feel like you would crush. I wouldn't worry about guests even. Just
really?
like
I could just be a podcast host?
Y'all two just hang out. Seriously.
That's my girl. Yes.
Y'all two just hang out and talk about what's going on with you. And people will listen for sure. So tell all these motherfucking losers who you are.
Hi. Okay. Yeah. So my name is... Man, that's actually pretty hard. We'll start there. That's the whole...
Yeah, you have a whole life you've lived.
I'm crushing this right now. Okay, so my birth name is Caroline Marie, right? And then, of course, I have a last name. Now, my parents never called me Caroline. They always called me Marie, so everyone knows me as Marie. But when I went to college, I was like, whatever, fuck that. I'll just be Caroline because nobody cares about me. So that's my name.
Where'd you go to college? Like, close to where you grew up?
Swoop.
Oh, yeah, me
UNF.
too, dude. Hell yeah, I did a
Yes.
semester.
I moved over here from Tallahassee to go to school.
God bless you. All these people moving from here to Tallahassee, trying to experience the college thing.
Yeah, I had to come
like
back. I went to elementary school here
Really, where?
at Seabreeze.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Beauclair Elementary. I was like, dog, me too.
We know each other from so far away.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be a crazy coincidence.
So, just elementary here?
Yes, and then I went to middle school in Miami, and I went to high school in Tallahassee.
Were you born here?
I was born in Riverside Hospital, which doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, here in Jacksonville.
Doesn't exist?
I don't think so. Well,
there's
it's called
still
something else.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It
just
was
worked
moved.
there.
It moved.
I worked at a hospital in Riverside recently. And what is it called?
They tore it down.
St. Luke's?
There's one on JTB. It used to be a JTB.
Is that St. Luke's on JTB?
It was. Now it's called something else. Probably St. Vincent's or something.
I think it. So what's the one in
Baptist
Riverside?
is downtown.
I'm talking
St.
about the
Vincent's
one.
is in Riverside.
That's the one. Okay, yeah. I've worked there recently.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good view, I think.
It's so cool. That's exactly what I was thinking because something weird happened and there was like a torn out part of the wall. So we were working in like that part of it. And it was pretty cool to see the storms coming in every day and
true.
everything.
Just like in an empty shell.
What's your ideal living situation? River, beach, no water at all? The country?
I've been in Florida like forever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I want to live in snow though, because I don't want to have to fuck with it. Like
No.
I know there's a lot of things that I'm gonna have to do, but I hate sweating. I just want to be
Yeah.
able to get in my car and not sweat.
Freezing sucks though.
You're right.
Like when does it go? Like when are you cold? 62, 63?
No, I mean it's gotta be
50s.
like cold. I mean I can do cold. I was back and forth to Ohio for a while. Well, not for a while, but like the vacations.
So
My family's from there.
You've experienced snow and all of its BS.
The fun parts,
Yeah.
and then like the black ice and stuff, which sucks. But I've never had to like drive in it
Oh,
like
really?
as a child.
I drove in it because like I visit my family in Chicago, my mom's side. There's a fly in there.
That's cool.
There's a fly flying around.
He's welcome.
But I have family in Ohio too, and it's just I don't know. I hate being cold way too much to even move north of here.
But I do get to
not
wear
worth it.
so much more stuff. Like
don't
I get to
that. I feel
do.
like you can wear so much stuff
I get
now.
to layer, and then like the boots, and then you get the cute little socks. Man,
I really. Yeah, I mean,
the fall jackets and the scarves.
I feel like it
and
gets
the-
cold here.
And the
You can wear that here.
I'm sweating my balls off.
Really?
Yes.
I'm talking not now, but like there's cold ass days.
They're
right?
like a week, but I'm not gonna spend all that money
True. Yeah.
for
I don't
4
know.
days.
I get what you're saying because like if you're gonna have an outfit, if it's like 50 degrees, you can wear basically anything. Because I don't like wearing too much stuff though.
Yeah.
Because at some point you're just wearing a hoodie.
And you have to take it off when you get inside.
Yes.
That's so annoying. But I did experience a coat check.
Was it cool?
Yeah, when I went to Madrid in Spain.
Ooh,
I was so
fancy.
excited. Yeah,
When'd you
I
go
was
there?
like, damn. I've been there twice. I went January of like 2017. I think it was like my 28th birthday. So yeah, 2018 or whatever. For like a weekend through a company. And then I brought some teenagers with me from school.
Explain that. You can't just say
Okay,
that.
yeah. So we go.
You can't just say
That sounds kind of weird.
Me and some underage
Okay.
teens. We went to Spain together with Jeffrey Epstein. It was crazy.
So through my job, well, I guess not through my job, but I threw a company called EF Tours. So you remember when you were in high school and they used to do that?
Yeah.
You had to do the X, bro.
Yeah, dude, throw your X's up.
Yes. So these
So
three
dangerous.
boys signed up to come. They were like the only ones that wanted to come.
Did they know you were going?
I'm the group leader.
But you basically talked them into
It's
it.
no.
I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding.
it's not like that at all. I nipped that shit in the bud real fast. This is my. I was like, y'all not gonna fire me for some dumb shit like that. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Y'all take that
How old
somewhere
are
else.
they? Were they like trying to drink and stuff?
Well, they're 18, so they can. So I took them out.
So okay, now I get it.
It was a good mature
They're
vibe.
18.
Yeah, and a lot of them was their first time on an airplane.
Oh wow, so they were probably nervous, excited.
They were
both?
excited. I'm sure they were nervous, but they're all like really reserved, except for one kid. So you get to see these kids like out in a whole different like place,
Yeah.
a different language, and they're just trying. They're like,
Could
on
they
their
speak
own.
Spanish?
I'm sure they had to take 2 years of Spanish to graduate. So,
Yeah, but, you know,
one of
so
them
did I.
did. Yes, one of them spoke fluent Spanish.
I'm Mexican and I can't speak Spanish, and I took 2 years.
We can do a little bit, un poquito. Sí. I try to teach I guess I have students that speak Spanish better than English, so I try to learn
Yeah.
some of and I try to like say my failed attempts and like look dumb so that obviously they will
How
try.
old are your students?
They're 11th grade.
Ooh, those are like, they somewhat get it. They obviously don't get the world, but I'm sure you have cool conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
In the least weird of ways, I would love to talk to like a 16-year-old and just be like,
Yeah.
what do you think is going on?
I can give you some Snapchats
Yeah.
that are pretty interesting, but I'm a class A snitch.
Really?
So if I see it, I'm going to tell somebody. I just have a
I
professional.
would never say that again.
I have a professional duty to do that. I'm looking out.
I mean, they're kids. You gotta do.
It's by
something.
law, bro. It's in the ethics handbook.
Yeah, you signed. You gotta do it.
That's right.
What from where you're sitting, what do you think they think about the world? Do they think it's becoming a better place?
They think it's hard. I know they already know. Like you can't threaten them with, "Oh, you got to get this degree, diploma
yeah.
because money." Like a lot of them actually are living in like 1-2 bedroom apartments with like all of their brothers and sisters and taking care of everybody, and so they're actually doing a lot of work to be at school, which is interesting, but it's very humbling as well.
How many of them do you think have cars?
Like 50% maybe.
I'm gonna open my door. It's getting hot. 50%?
I would say.
Are they
I'd say
all
half of them.
16?
No. You know what? I don't know. I need to rescind my guess because I'm not sure. I'll check on that.
Did you have a car when you were 16?
I did, but
Game
I had,
changer.
yeah,
Made life so cool.
yeah.
What's the first thing you did when you got? I don't remember either.
I don't even know.
Isn't that weird?
I do remember though, like driving to a construction site area or whatever, and like opening the moonroof and like laying the car back.
She's like,
Yes, like oh my gosh, this is mine. Like this is my moment. Like this is one of those things that you're supposed to be thankful for, and it was nice. Yeah, but yeah.
What were
that was
you
really
doing
fun.
as a 16-year-old? Did you know you wanted to do music? What was going on with you?
When I was 16, I wanted to leave Tallahassee in whatever
Don't
shape,
blame you.
form, or fashion that I could get out of there. So that's why I desperately wanted to get back to Jacksonville. So that's why I opted for UNF. I was hanging out with like 2 people.
Did you apply anywhere else other than UNF?
No,
Neither did I.
I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I was like, they're just lucky they're there where I'm going.
I really wanted to go there.
UNF?
Yeah.
Really?
And I went, and I just didn't anymore.
Okay, that's totally
I just
fine.
didn't want to go anymore.
Like school is easy for me. That's one of those things.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like I'm smart.
That's the
No, but like
problem.
there's a technique to it, and
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's easy, and I'm like, why the fuck am I learning? I don't want to be doing any of this, especially for another year after a whole year of this. Like,
I only had to do 3. I graduate college in 3
I'm just
years.
talking the prerequisites. Like, I'm here
Yeah, the
for a
AAs.
reason. I want to learn this. I just got my high school degree.
So like trade school.
And
you
AA
feel
is
better
like a double down high school degree.
It's 13th and 14th grade for sure.
It's so
For sure.
dumb. I don't
For
understand
sure.
it, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
I had Florida prepaid. It literally means nothing to me, but
I got 75% Bright Futures.
nice.
Took the SAT 5 times and the
Dang.
ACT twice. I was not playing.
Dang.
I missed 100%. Obviously, why would I just settle for 75? But
Yeah.
it was still better. Ended up being like
75's
50.
a lot with Bright Futures.
Ended up being way less because of budget cuts and all that shit. You know how that works.
You know how that works as a teacher. So
Bitch, I have no paper.
like how does it work? Like it's the beginning of the school year. You get how much money from the school to get anything? 0?
I get,
Because that can't be possible.
I think it's like $325. This year might have been $325.
For
But
a
you
whole
get it
year?
in October.
What?
Yes. So you have to buy all that stuff up front or whatever, save your receipts.
ain't
And,
no
and like
sales in
you can be
October.
audited or whatever. There, you're right.
I should do it for just like, you know.
But no, yeah, you have to buy it ahead of time. And they give you like my school, and I love my school. I'm not trying to like,
Yeah.
I'm more upset about the public education in general, and we can have a
Is
whole
it
nother
public?
conversation about it.
You
Yes.
go to- okay, so yeah, it's not about your school. It's the whole.
It's the whole situation.
system.
I love everybody that I work with. They're super cool. I love our kids. It's like, duh, and
Yeah,
duh,
none of those
that
people
I'm
have
like,
anything to do with it. It's not like your principal's like 325 only.
Yeah, I've written
Fuck
so
these
much.
people.
I've written so much about it, but I don't even know what I was trying to talk about.
Okay, you get how much money? 325 in October.
Yes. On top of
Okay,
your
well,
check.
beyond how obviously dumb that is, that's it.
And
The
a
whole
box
year.
of paper for a semester.
A box of paper.
I have 170 students, and a box of paper has 500. I think there's like 10 in there. It's like 5,000 pieces of paper.
Jeez, that's not.
Yeah.
See,
But like paper,
here's
like
one thing. I don't know how many kids are getting paper from you.
every day, every kid. Well, not every
Really?
day, but we don't have like iPads or whatever. I have
I
to make
know.
copy, and I'm teaching them how to like
just remember-
annotate the text.
I just always had paper. I understand
true,
that's because
true.
I'm like a privileged kid, but like,
No, like copy paper.
is it? Oh shit.
Copy paper?
Yeah, you're ripping through that.
copy paper. Yeah,
That's insane. I mean, your syllabus alone. Boom.
Yeah, for sure.
How many pages is your syllabus?
Yeah. Well, just one. Like
You
up
only
front
got
and
one?
back.
Good.
But you have to have a signature page. So you're like,
Oh, so there we go.
bro, you got to document everything. I write
That's 100
everything
that's-
down.
100. That's 350 right there.
I'm mad organized.
Pages. Just on your syllabus. 2 pages, 175 kids.
And a lot of my
Come on.
stuff are like they're like SAT passages. So they're
Yeah.
front and back. So what I've been doing to save paper is I put 2 pages on one. So the
Nice.
print is like small, right?
the
So I'm
kids
using
love
my
that.
resources. But the problem with that is
You shouldn't have to do that. That's the
exactly.
problem. That's the problem. You
You're
shouldn't-
gonna be like, oh, you're rising to the challenge and you're overcoming off. No, fuck that.
That's
I'm not gonna do more stuff with less, so you can excuse that later and be like, oh, well, you did this with that. Why can't you?
Yeah.
No.
Making the best of a shitty situation isn't a reason to make that shitty situation the standard.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
oh, she figured it out.
And you shouldn't.
And
we
honestly,
shouldn't.
you figured it out, but not really because the print's small. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like
Right. I'm doing a
that's
disservice to
cool.
my students.
I'm not. Yeah.
Period.
I'm not even. But it's like that is completely unnecessary that you would have to do that.
Yeah.
Like just to save paper. Like
For real.
that is. And printer paper is obviously expensive. Like
Yeah, I guess.
what is it?
Just a mismanagement.
What does it need? Like what will fix it? Just somebody getting in there and being like, okay, let's put some money into this actually.
Yo, I've written this down because people ask me that all the time, and it's on a
Good.
document on my computer, and I'm there, pros and cons. And we can talk about the union too. We don't have enough time
Are
for
you
that.
in
But
a union, dude?
I am not. I do not pay dues to the union because it would be like a solid chunk of my starting teacher paycheck, which is the ones that need it the most. But I
Yeah.
think they're dwindling down to like less than 50%, and they're like nervous because then they have to.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Dissimulate.
50% of your check.
No, 50%. I did. I know. 50% in like membership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, if you're not doing a survey, exactly.
That's what you get. Okay, so what's the answer? What do we need?
Oh my god, yeah, sorry, I was trying to get away from this.
You don't
It's
want
just multifaceted. There's obviously not take 2. There are not enough resources. They're not being provided to us.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's definitely enough resources, just not given to you.
To be 2019,
Yeah.
and like not have everything that you need as a teacher.
I mean, Flint without water's a perfect example. Like,
That's true.
The fact that place
That's
doesn't have
true.
water just doesn't make sense.
Still.
It doesn't make any sense.
Still.
But you said you write about it. So in your music, are you like consciously trying to write a song like about this issue, or does it kind of just come out?
I've actually never written a song about education.
So you
I'm
just
talking like
write?
scholarly, like
Just writing.
writing it down so that I have if someone asks me. Is
Why
that
don't
lame?
you do something with it? No, it's not. You should just.
Because I do not want to run for office. That's what I have to do. I mean, I would have to. I either have to like shut up about it or do something about it. Like that's the type of person that I am. And my family was in politics, and I just
Really?
like yes, I do not. I always told myself I would not do that.
But it'll be good.
Bro, I don't know that people would vote for me, and you need money. You think the music game is rough?
Yeah, dude. The politics game. Is,
I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that.
I don't get wanting to be a part of it, honestly. You know
I don't
what
like
mean?
the politics of high school, which is just that's what politics is, grown up high school.
I haven't been paying attention to politics like at all.
I feel much better.
I barely watch sports. It's pretty
I've done the same.
fine. Pretty okay.
Yeah.
Like when you
When it's not shoved in your face every day.
exactly. I got off Facebook too. I just deactivated. I feel like if you disconnect yourself from like the general populace idea of what's going on,
Right.
and you just live your own life, it doesn't really feel like what
The world
everyone
is
else
ending.
is. And I don't think they feel it, but when they're online, they feel it because
Right.
it's just, you know what I mean?
You're constantly bombarded with headlines and
Yeah.
scary things and things that you need to be, that pique your interest, obviously, because that's the point.
You find shit to do.
Yeah, you just get lost on there. I found myself on Facebook watching a video, and then it's like 2 hours later.
You find other shit to do when you're not the fuck on Facebook.
That's true.
Oh, well, yeah. Or you just don't do anything.
Not laundry, though. I am not doing laundry.
I would do hella laundry if I wasn't on Facebook laughing all day for no reason.
I feel like I have to, I had to start doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have to start doing laundry.
I'm past that part of life now where I got to
just-
take care of all this stuff.
Well, I'm talking about, because I've always been good about, cleaning but, I just get depressed, and, I haven't done, since, this podcast, I haven't done anything. I've set up to do a podcast Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and I was like, no.
Like yours.
Yeah.
Like a solo.
Yeah,
I was looking for it.
I have nothing to say.
Oh.
I feel like I can talk to, somebody.
Okay, I'm here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what do you want to...
I'm just talking about, being able to do a podcast.
Heard.
I feel like I can talk to people, but I don't know.
You didn't want to
Like
for a
I
long
couldn't.
time.
It seems really hard, for me to write a song right now. Do you go through where it's like, fuck, I can't write right now, or you just always I'm good?
No, I definitely do not write all the time. And sometimes you just have to write the cheese, the standard topic songs, because they just work with the beat or whatever. But the real ones, the ones that you are really trying to make into your art, take more time, and they need purpose.
How do you get into the whole process of getting a beat? Does somebody just send you shit? Are you making them with somebody where you're pretty hands on with what they're doing?
There was a point in time that I worked with someone when I first moved back here, so early 20s, and we did covers together, and then we started making original music together, and we would play it together, and that was under A Vibrant Lie. And a couple of those songs were written for me, and I was in the studio with them making the beats, and because I would just wanted to learn about it, and then I was like, oh well, this shit is easy. He's just writing about whatever. So I wrote fucking song.
What kind of music is this?
I don't know, indie pop.
So, but I basically mean is there
Synths. There's an
band?
80s and...
Is it a band element, or is it more somebody creating?
We
music?
played live with a drummer,
Yeah.
a bass, and a guitar, and a keyboard.
Yeah,
The keyboard.
synth things are sick, dude. They're so sweet.
That's what the 80s is to me, I guess. I think that's why people like it. That's the sound that brings me to
Yeah.
80s.
Is that what you grew up on?
I did. We were just
Yeah.
listening to Rhythm Nation on the way here.
Yeah, my mom loved the 80s, so whenever I was with her, I was listening to that.
Disco
mostly.
70s for some reason. My
I can't
parents
do
like that.
disco. It's just not
Duran
my thing.
Duran.
Oh well, my mom.
Back and forth.
Duran Duran's obviously a classic. I've got The Cure.
Boy George.
Disintegration.
He wasn't goth. My dad wasn't goth. Well, he didn't go that far.
Yeah.
But I've grown to like it, as a
that
depressed
album
person.
specifically I like a lot. Like I was like, I want to get a Cure album, but which one? And I really had to think about it, and I got that one. I'm really glad I did.
You can't just buy all of them.
I don't have that much money, dude. That's an expensive one. That's the problem.
It's like a collection. How much do those things go for?
Honestly, they're not that expensive.
I've
Like
heard.
if you get $25, but like the Cure one could easily be super expensive if you get like a special one or whatever.
Right, like limited edition.
But you could probably get one on
Special
Amazon
edition.
for $25. They're cheap.
Heard.
Yeah.
I guess because they're made out of plastic. Well, I guess they've always been out of plastic.
I don't understand.
I don't know a lot about it.
I don't get it at all.
Blind man.
It's very strange to think that there's music on that thing.
Yeah, it is weird. They sent one into space.
Oh, my roommate, the kid who made this table,
Mm-hmm.
he has like a copy of one of those.
What?
Yeah.
It's
And
got like a message.
Have you ever listened to
dope.
it?
No.
Very
Maybe I
strange.
have, but
It's-
it didn't hit me.
It's not worth listening to. It's all like earth sounds.
Oh.
It's not that cool, trust me. Like,
What a
you know
great
what I mean?
idea.
It's cool, but like imagine like we're all hanging out and I'm like, oh, dude, this is like what we sent aliens.
Right.
And then you're just listening to like the jungle.
Even just thinking about
I
the
get it.
idea of an alien listening to your earth sounds like sexy to me for some reason. Earth sounds.
Yeah, for your sounds that'd be cool.
That's-
You think like how big do you want to get? That's a big one. Like do you want to get so big that possibly your music gets sent to the next batch of aliens?
Yeah, true.
Every alien needs it.
Record 2. You know?
No, I'm really happy. The goal was to make music.
Yes.
Make music.
Yeah.
That's what I started off doing. And then I was like, and then I wanted to do like rock music. So I have
Yeah.
that Dead Karen, that side band, which is cool because I had to make up music on the spot.
Really?
Yeah, and lyrics on the spot. And that was very challenging, but nobody knows that was challenging because I handled it like a
On
fucking
the
pro.
spot. Why? What's
Yes.
going on here? Is this like an improv
Well, it's like a
group?
jam.
Yeah.
It's like a jam set. Well, I don't know. I felt they never said anything. They were all the guys are super awesome. I love them.
Yeah.
They're very supportive. And I can just tell they're expecting me to do something.
So you're talking lyrics here.
Yes.
Okay.
And melody.
Okay, yeah.
And then over time, like I was like, oh, I'll just bring shit that I've already written. I don't know. I try not to think. I'll either overplan something or abandon that totally and go into it blind.
Yeah.
Because I'm already overwhelmed.
I think that once you get good at something, you probably not that you shouldn't plan, but like I feel like your chances of
Anticipate.
over planning are way higher than under. Like
Right.
if you know what you're doing, you're always going to be prepared.
Well, you know what you're not going to do again.
That's
You know what
very
I'm saying?
true.
That's
yeah.
I have that list. These are things I'm not going to do again ever.
Well, that's the thing about getting on, like, that's so cool about what you're doing because you're getting on stage and you're getting direct feedback.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's the best part.
that's what's weird about this.
Oh, true.
You don't know. You know what I mean?
Man.
People send you shit or whatever.
That's true. I had the best time at this last show, at the Wave show. That was so good. And my friends were singing the
Oh, I was
song.
thinking of
Like
Flow
the
Wave.
crowd
Shout out
was
Flow
so dope. I was really into it.
Where was it?
It was at Joseph's Pub.
Downtown is got a cool thing going. Jacksonville's got a cool thing going.
We're getting there.
Like,
I hope.
there's comedy shows that are selling out of local comics.
I just saw a new one opening up.
Which one?
I don't remember.
Where is it?
Oh, at Bliss, I think.
Damn, I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I think, and I might be wrong, but I think it's the like club next to Mascaras on Southside Boulevard.
How do I not know where Mascaras is? That's a cool
Bro,
name.
I'm trying to plug so I can get in there. VIP.
Where
Like,
on
I love the
Southside?
strip club.
Oh, the strip club.
Mascaras, bro.
I still
Yeah.
don't know, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they may have rebranded it. I don't know. If not, I just fucked that all up. I'm sorry.
it's okay. No one's. I don't know. I mean,
Don't judge me.
I don't know if anyone's listening. So you like going to strip clubs? It's okay. It's not like It's not like a bad thing.
I am stuck between two ideas when I'm at a strip club. First one. Remind me to give you a second one because I never come back.
I got you.
I am so empowered by seeing these women just dance around, fucking on top of their shit, being like the baddest bitch. And I'm like, yes. And in my tiny little heart, I'm like, I want to be like them in some way. You know, like whether it's because I've been on stage, I know what that fake confidence is and I know that fake happy.
Yeah.
But as a like viewer, I understand why people go to the strip club, and then it can get to like a gross situation. But
Yeah,
whatever. Second thing is the like grossness of it all, and the guy, like the men part of it, and how they're just gawking over, and how it's so obviously it's overtly
like,
sexual, like
just sitting there, just
I'm not mad at the guy. I don't want to say guys in particular, but the purpose of it all.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's kind of degrading, but at the same time, it's so empowering. So I have that argument in my head every time. But I always end up going, and I love the strip club. I love the strip club. 100%.
Twice, I think. And I mean, I get exactly what you're saying, but like for me, I have no, like, I don't enjoy that at all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't enjoy going
It's
out,
like a
though.
fun thing. Like
I
if you're,
get it.
like if
Yeah.
you're with a group or whatever, but
Yeah.
you're not like at 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. I think I'm going to go to the strip
Right.
club.
Exactly.
No offense to
And
those people, I guess. I don't know.
to me, if you're a guy and your goal is to get pussy that night, I'm saying
Do they do that in the strip club?
that's
No, they don't.
every guy I know goes that I've
Really?
know about strip
Not
clubs.
the massage parlors?
This is exactly what I'm saying.
Can't you go online?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay,
like you're
sorry.
going to a strip club and spending all this money to never like these girls are not taking you serious.
Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they just want the attention.
I'm
like
talking
the
about from
Japanese.
experience who I know. Like they go. Like they're trying to go and do.
I gotcha,
and I'm just like that's what's cool and what you're saying about the stripper thing. Like I'm not saying you're never going to be able to hook up with a stripper, but that's not what they do.
It shouldn't be the goal.
Right.
That's not the intention.
And that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah. It shouldn't
I
be.
would dare to not even a lot of guys,
Enjoy the show.
most guys go. I'm sure they get older and they realize it, but I'm talking about when you see young kids there, they're thinking like, I'm gonna
Really?
be able to.
That's where you got. Really?
That's
where
why
you
I
were
never
taught?
went because all my friends are going, and I'm like, that's not. It's dumb to me.
Yeah, I think so
Like,
too.
That's what I hate about going out in general. Like
A lot of the reasons why we do things are stupid.
everybody's just like, like when you go to the bar and stuff. I just don't get it, to be honest with you. Like I don't.
To pick people up, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
With the
Yeah.
it's almost like hunting
Yeah.
if you think about it.
It's so weird. It is so weird.
But hunting gives it like a really negative tone. I wasn't trying to not predatory. It gives me like a predator vibe, and
Yeah, that's.
it's like a natural
the last thing you have to worry
thing
about
that's
is
supposed to
PC shit on here.
happen.
But like, I get that. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's so many dudes who go out to just find someone to hook up with,
Yeah.
and that's just so lame to me. I'm not even talking
weird.
about like, dude, just get a girlfriend. It's like
That I don't want all that time. No.
I just don't get because I used to go out all the time and shit. And there's nothing weirder than meeting somebody who you can tell she's so familiar with this and everything, and it's way too familiar. Where
like
you're
they just fall right into the story or whatever. Like
when the delusion of you not being used gets ripped away from you, and you're like, wow, like I'm getting used too. You know what I mean?
that's true.
Like,
We both are here for the same reason.
yeah, exactly.
Who
And
are we
that's-
kidding? Let's just get it over with. I think that's the whole idea. But animals do it too. They court each other, in a sense.
I just don't get what's cool anymore. You know what I mean? Like
True.
when I going out and stuff.
Because you don't have to. It doesn't matter. Now, I don't know how old you are, but I'm like
27.
29.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I am done.
Imagine being our age and like I know a lot of dudes who still live their life to like go out and drink and party and stuff.
Yeah. I
And,
think
like,
they feel a sadness.
I don't
though.
live my life super productive. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying like that to me is I don't see how it's not old at some
Right.
point.
Maybe it is, but they're just doing what they know, what's familiar.
Yeah.
And until they get, jolted into like a life-changing, like a job or some shit, then. But if you stay where you're comfortable, a lot of people do that. A lot of people are afraid to change.
I did notice I went to Surfer within the past year, and I did notice most of the people there are younger than like 25. You know,
I can see that.
I noticed that like
Even 30, I would say.
because I look young, obviously, but like people still look young to me. You know what I mean? Like If
Yeah.
like 18-year-old kids look so young, it's very strange. And I know I look fucking.
And some of them look old though.
Some of them look really old. That's what is insane about it. Like, at the end of the day, you can't actually tell how old somebody is.
Right.
But when I go out, like when I was out at Surfer, I was like, wow, a lot of these people are younger. And I remember when I used to go out to the bars when I was younger, I
That
thought
was the
everybody
goal or
was
whatever.
older.
Ah, true. Yeah.
You know?
Grass
But
is always greener or whatever. Perspective.
I don't know. I just think eventually weed's going to take over and not be such a like when you see in these other places, I know that like from what I hear, people aren't drinking as much.
Oh yeah.
So like, I feel like that's an overall bonus.
I hope so too.
Because the whole like, my ex that we were talking about earlier, she got drugged at the bar, and that's like not a part of the culture or whatever. But shit like that happens all the time, and I feel like if you like took going out, if you never went out and drank, you would never get anything spiked.
But why do I have to worry about it?
That's
That's
what
my
I'm
biggest
saying.
concern. Why is rape around the corner?
And where does that happen? At those,
Fucking creepers.
like at those types of places is where those type of people hang out because
That's
they're
unfortunate.
predators.
That's
you
true.
know? That's
because
my
they're
whole-
older.
That's it. All came back to this. Like the dudes who stay older and they're still doing this
True.
are the like. There's definitely young dudes who are going out just trying to get wasted and have a good time at the bar.
A lot.
A
But girls are
thousand-
too. Girls are trying to go get some
1,000%.
shit.
We're talking
like,
about predators, dude. Predator men.
Okay,
dude.
so we're taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's
Yeah, we're not
not.
even talking about girls here.
But the girls can be predators.
Yeah, of course.
There are
but
female predators.
1,000%. But
They're mental predators. They entrap you.
But there's nothing better, and
In
I'm
your
sure it's the same
mind.
way for a girl. When a guy, like, you know, a guy or a girl, they think, like, I can hook up with whoever I want, whatever, and then you just completely don't talk to them and shit.
Oh yeah, when you turn them down.
Yeah, it's worth it. That's worth,
It's worth it.
that feeling is better than, even if that person's super attractive, that feeling's better than actually fucking them, I think.
I agree.
I would have to say.
I'm really nice to people, and like if I'm waiting for a drink at a bar, I will talk. If someone talks to me, I will talk back. Like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I'm not.
yeah.
I don't want to be that like I have a boyfriend, you know. But then I'm like, oh damn. All right, gotta go. Boop. And I'm like, okay, see you later. I was like, or like if my friends, I'm like, we gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
cool.
I'm
I
not
get
even
it.
trying to be like, I'm the feminist ally, but I just can't imagine being a girl being attractive going out to a bar. That's got to be so annoying.
Well, you can be. Well, you could just be out for what you need.
Okay, even if you are out just to hook up,
Heard.
you still are dealing with a bunch of dudes that you
Yeah,
probably
you
don't
gotta
want
find
to
a
hook
good
up
one.
with.
Is that why we do it online now? Like, is that why it's just
Probably,
easier
yeah.
online?
Yeah.
Because you can
But then
skim
there's
through people.
people are really good at taking pictures, I guess.
That's true. Or stealing pictures. Is that what it is?
That's crazy.
Oh, you're saying they don't look like.
Yeah, there's people
I
who
mean, that's
definitely-
been
Yeah.
that's been the age old tale. That catfish shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. How do you have that much time?
Well,
What are you doing?
imagine those.
To be 8 people online?
Take music, take all the things that you do in your life that are a product of who you are, and think about the people who have nothing. And they're doing nothing, and they don't, like, they can't even get with somebody to the point where they're thinking, I need to create a fake profile in order to even meet somebody.
I need to be another person for someone to love me.
And then to show up, though, that is what's weird. Because you're showing up, at the end of the day, you're still
You
showing
know
up.
you're gonna have
Like,
That's creepy.
the
like they're gonna be
audacity
okay with it.
The
Yeah.
audacity.
to
Like,
think, though, like, this guy,
weird people.
I'm going to be so cool to this guy that he's still going to be cool with me when he sees that I'm not the person.
Yeah, you just lied for me for 10 months.
On Tinder.
3 years, bitch.
How long would it take for you to meet somebody you met online?
I don't know because you can FaceTime. I mean, technically,
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
meet you
Yeah.
without having to meet you. I think that's helpful, maybe.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, there's always going to be somebody who can trick you no matter what
yeah.
you do.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think it's as dangerous as the instant thing you think of when you're meeting some dude online.
True.
You know, like, Now, if somebody doesn't have social media, if they can't FaceTime, all these things, then you probably shouldn't.
We're also so busy that that's like the only time people can meet people. Because there are normal people out there that are just trying to get in a in a loving relationship.
Yeah, 1000%. I actually think most people on Tinder. I would even say the people who are just hooking up with people are just going about it the wrong way, and they're hooking up with people because they actually like them. I don't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think it's as slutty intentioned.
Yeah, I don't mind spending a night. I don't mind spending an evening with you, and then like we can hook up. Or
like
whatever.
I really like this guy. I really like this girl, and then they hook up that night, and to everyone else that seems like, oh, you're just fucking people on Tinder.
No,
but
just doing like a natural.
They like each other,
right?
And honestly, like,
who are you to say when you can have sex with somebody?
That's what everyone feels. It's weird. Like, everyone feels like they have the right idea of how long it is okay to fuck somebody. But, like,
we know what we're doing here.
I guarantee all those people who are like, you should wait, would fuck the first night if exactly what I just said happened. Where they met some person and they're like, wow, this person's awesome. And then that person tried to fuck them, they
here's
would.
Your bed. Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, here's your bed. How did I get here?
Oh, wow, we're at your house. But it is crazy to me. Like,
that's a really awkward situation, too, I imagine, nowadays. Talking to people face to face, that awkward. Because that's why we love online and behind the screens, because it's not awkward.
But you're also...
Which makes it 100 times more awkward.
The people I feel like that you would meet in real life, you probably have a better connection because there's... Not that you can't fake shit, but you have so much more time to think and be precise in what you say.
Online,
and, like,
right?
Thoughtful than when you're just in person.
Right.
And it's... We're going, you know?
I agree. Here's what you're supposed to do, I think. And then how does this...
Yeah.
That's
like, you're
how
never
I feel.
actually being 100... You're filtered every time that you're typing something.
Or you just... maybe you just second guess yourself.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. And you should just do whatever you feel you want to do and not what you're supposed to do. Get confined.
It's so hard not to second guess yourself, though.
I agree.
It's probably...
I agree.
The hardest thing to do in life.
And then I like replay it all and kind of like dissect it. And so I know what I'm not going to do again.
Right.
It doesn't happen again.
That's good though, because a lot of people don't do anything like that.
I think it's just my personality type. What works and what doesn't. If it doesn't work, I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, my whole thing, I'm just constantly in my head.
Heard.
Like with, not like voices, but like there's what I'm thinking and then there's the complete contradiction of it constantly.
Yeah, like I have a conversation. Like I was saying at the strip club, those two things.
Yeah.
Those are the two people that are like.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. The two sides of the stripper mind. Do I want to do it? I don't. I mean.
Am I empowered or am I
Really just
am I upset?
So there's this podcast, Your Mom's House, and it's Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky's podcast. They're married. And this guy, Josh Potter, is a comedian. He's one of their producers. And you know that, damn, I forget what the app is, but basically, like, if you're a celebrity, people will pay you and you send them a video. So, like, happy birthday, Riii. It's Kevin Spacey, you know, or whatever.
Like, they need, like, $300.
I think the most people charge is $100, and most people charge, like, $20 or whatever. It's weird.
That's easy money, though.
But
shit, I would love to do that.
Josh Potter does it in, like, basically a homoerotic way where he's sending pictures of himself and doing all this stuff for a lot of money.
That's funny.
And I was like, wow, that would be like, that's genius. You know, I'll just do that.
People do.
And then you think about it, and there's something so weird, like, because I really thought about it. I was like, this is like really easy money.
Foot pictures.
All that shit. And I'm like, but why am I so afraid of this? Like, I'm never going to be anybody. Like, this will never be, like, I will never suffer repercussions of anything going on the internet. It'll never fucking happen. Even if this turns into something, it will never fucking matter if I am naked on the internet.
That's true.
But I won't do it. Like, I'm scared to do it. I'm like, no, I can't. Even if you know,
I have
like
too much to lose.
I have nothing.
I can't put a dick pic online. It's your pride, I guess.
Other than that, dog, nothing. Like, you can't take shit from me that would, like, actually matter. I guess my dad. So, like, it doesn't matter, but I still will never do it. Like,
Yeah.
you could probably make really good money.
Yeah.
And
I'll sell a picture of foot. People want crazy stuff.
fuck yeah, they do.
Like, they want you to,
Yeah.
like, blackmail them.
There's so many. Oh, dude,
That's
that's
crazy.
awesome. That's awesome.
I don't know.
You find the perfect guy who'll pay you like $1,000 every week.
Threaten to
fucking-
tell my wife that
Yeah.
I'm on the internet with you.
and slap him in the face. You know?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't know it. Fuck that. You don't even have to meet these people.
No,
That's what's really
you're
nice.
online.
So,
Here's a picture of my foot.
I love.
Cash app $500.
I'm not hating on it. I swear to God, the girls who
Donations accepted.
do like private whatever, and they sell prescriptions,
Easy money.
subscriptions, not prescriptions.
The doctors.
It's such easy money.
Yeah.
Has nothing to. Those dudes are fucking losers.
Yeah,
Straight up.
100%.
Like, to
100%.
think, and there's nothing better than an Instagram of one of those girls with the comments, and you see all these dudes trying to like. Do you actually think that you're going to either comment on some girl's picture who's clearly doing this for money and ever get her attention, especially to the point where like you're gonna ever be able to meet her or have a further conversation,
Right.
And then you think you're gonna send like you're part of a subscription thing to her. You're not the one dude doing it.
Right,
so
right.
there's all these dudes. You're buying gifts. You're doing all this shit. What
Sugar daddies.
do you think?
They do that in Japan too.
Did you fucking? It's
Like
yeah.
host bars, but they're not.
Yeah.
You don't have to have sex with them. They just want you to
No.
talk to them.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I would love to go over there for like 90 days and be a
Sick. Be so sick.
host. Yes, 100%. Take me on a
And
trip.
It exists with guys. Guys could do it too.
Yeah.
And I just,
Oh yeah.
why won't I do that? Why won't
I can't do it either.
exactly?
Well, I'm married,
why?
but legally, I'm just kidding.
Okay, whatever. Let's say you're
Why
not.
would I not do it? I would have done it in high school or in college for sure, 100%. Because I'm paying for school. I would have definitely done that. That seems legitimate to me as something that I could use for school. But some people like don't have cars, so it's hard to get to work. And if you can work from home,
So you think it's purely a money thing?
I think you're taking advantage of something that just already occurs.
Yeah, I think it. I wish I could do it. Like, I
Oh,
think it's
sorry, I
genius.
forgot what you're talking about.
I'm not saying like this is fucking terrible.
Right.
I'm saying the only thing I'm saying about it is
Sorry, I got
the
real
dudes
defensive.
that do it are fucking losers.
Agreed,
That
okay.
pay the money.
Yes. Why
That's
can't
all I'm
you?
saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
don't
about
need
it.
to. I feel like I can go talk. If I was really down, well,
Now,
I feel like you can go and meet somebody if you
1,000%.
wanted to. But now how we are back when you're looking for somebody at the bar.
yeah, but that's. Do you have to go meet somebody at a bar? That's my whole point. It's why has that become? Why
They
has
don't even want to meet nobody.
Just alcohol related?
fun drinking everything become where people congregate?
True.
Because I guess inhibitions are down, whatever.
Right.
But like, how have we not evolved past that yet?
I think we have a lot going on all the time. It blows my mind when you look at someone and you're like, that person has a whole life.
That trips me out so hard. The weirdest is
whole
honestly when you're with your own boyfriend or girlfriend. Like this one time, me and Claire were me and my ex were walking at Publix, and I saw somebody that I knew. And you know when you see someone you know, and it's not like, oh, I don't want to hurt Claire to know. It's literally like, I know this person, but I haven't talked to them
Right.
in almost 10 years.
There's
now.
no point.
So this is all going on in my head. You know what I mean?
Same thing.
And I'm not thinking about anything going on in her head at all. And then just so happens to be, we walked down a couple of other aisles, and this dude walks by who was friends with her parents. And they looked at each other, and I wasn't paying attention. And she goes, oh, that guy's like really good friends with my parents. Like I felt so awkward there. I'm surprised like we didn't say anything to each other, you know?
Oh,
But I never would have known. If she doesn't mention that,
yeah.
like all the shit that was just going on in my head was literally just going on in her head, and you never like, it's so hard to ever consider the thoughts in someone's head when you're
You
with
just
them.
said the word inconsiderate. I was like, don't forget this word because you got to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm inconsiderate. People make me feel inconsiderate because I didn't like think of them first or,
They
you know,
don't think of
offer them
you.
this. I'm like, I'm really caught up in like what I'm doing right now. So like, I'm going to need you to be an adult and just handle yourself. And like, if you want to go get it or, you know, whatever, if you see me up, ask me what you need and I will get it for you. But I'm up here.
Most people though aren't thinking
True.
of what you're thinking. They're just thinking of what you should be doing. They're not thinking about why you aren't doing that.
True.
And if they are, it's instantly like, oh, she doesn't give a fuck. That's why she's not doing it.
But
not, I have a life.
Right. But I think if you point it out, they're like, oh, damn, that was kind of rude. Like, sure, why am I not just getting my own shit?
It's just weird how the simplest thing of like,
Why am I not getting my own shit?
it's the most like lowest level of empathy that almost seems like the highest level to be able to actually put yourself in someone else's mind and be like, oh, wow, there's a whole nother thought.
But I'm not inconsiderate.
System.
We're not inconsiderate. We're just...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it
We just need
seems
space.
that's like the most enlightened.
Yeah.
Like when you're actually always cognizant of
I wonder what they're
what's going on in someone's head.
anticipating.
Not only when you ask them something important.
I don't know that I would like to do that. Be able to do that. Be inside other people's minds.
No? What superpower would you want then? Invisible?
No, I don't want to see that either.
It's like
I need people to
basically the
see
same thing.
me.
Gotta be so.
Yeah. Where do you think that comes from? I've got it too. Obviously, I'm doing a podcast.
Ooh, I have 5. There's 5 brothers and sisters all together. I don't know why I like to do it. That's true. But obviously, yeah, I want people to see me.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's one of those like,
Yeah, it is.
that's one of those things where you're like, damn, why am I like this?
We also just feel like whatever we have to say is like really important.
And that's really funny because I feel like I do not say anything important at all. And I don't know why. Have you ever heard of imposter syndrome?
yeah.
Okay, so like where you
Yeah, they're gonna catch you eventually.
yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
figure it
I feel
out.
yeah,
You're
like
tricking everybody.
yes. That's how I feel. Like I don't know why people invite me to these things. I don't know how. I mean, I obviously asked to play shows, but like why do people let me play shows? Like why do people want me to sing for their like on their stuff or why do people want to be around me? I was just like I don't understand.
I think it's better to be like that though than the other way, where people should want me.
You know those people that are just
Yeah.
and you know they're faking it. You
Yeah.
know they have to be because you just can. I don't want to say you see through it because that sounds like I'm fucking whatever.
But you do.
Pretentious, but
You do see through it. Yeah.
and it's like everybody knows.
It's weird when you see somebody who can't see through it. That's what's nuts.
rough.
You're like, you're all buying
Is it your
this.
place?
You're all buying
Or
it.
they're not. And everyone's playing a dumb ass game. That's unnecessary.
Yeah, that's true.
Necessary.
That's a
That's
lot of
true.
energy that you're wasting on dumb shit.
They don't even know it.
But don't you think there is a certain power to like hyping yourself to
Yes,
people?
100%.
Like you can really convince somebody if
But
you're
you don't have to
good.
do that all the time.
No, you shouldn't ever have to do that. You should
I
be-
have pep talks with myself. I did it before the show. I cried in my pep talk. I was also on
Really?
my period, so or it was coming, but
Oh,
yeah.
show's on your period,
Yeah.
dog. That's gonna be crazy.
yeah. And
That's gotta
I
be crazy.
cried. I cried. I was like, okay, you're gonna do so good. This is gonna be awesome. Like your friends are gonna be there, and you know, and like I started crying because I was so proud of myself. I was so proud of myself, and I was like, yes, bitch, you're gonna do this. It's gonna be awesome. Like even if people don't fucking like your songs or you don't sing well, because like I'm really not a classically trained like singer. Like I can't sing, and y'all gonna
Fuck all
figure it
that
out
now
soon
anyways.
enough.
Do your own.
But I'm like, oh my gosh, please, please.
How long have you been singing? Forever?
Ever. Everyone
Yeah.
says that, right? As long as you can remember. I remember singing to my
Me too.
friends when we had to walk around the like kickball field in elementary school. They would
Okay.
request songs. So it would be like karaoke for me. That's where I stand. I'm like a level above karaoke, but like under legitimate singer.
Which, I mean, that's really good because
I'm just going to live
you
there.
can just do that.
Yeah. And I don't like everything to be so perfect.
That's exactly how I feel. I think that is why
There's certain genres
most
that have to be like that, though.
most people though age out of pop music,
You have to.
like
Because you can't wear the mask anymore.
keeping up with pop music. Like
Yeah.
at some point you stop listening to all the newest music unless you're in the industry, obviously. But it's like you get sick of hearing the perfect shit over and over. It's like
the
you're listening to a
expected,
formula.
the pattern. Exactly.
Yeah. Like most of the songs on the radio, I don't listen to the radio. This is a perfect example.
Neither do I.
And when I went, I did 97.9. So there's like music.
Cool.
And I knew everything that was about to happen in the song. It wasn't that cool, honestly. It was so lame.
It was worse than this. Not
It-
that this is bad. I'm
No,
terrible at
It is.
words.
This is, when I say a million times, probably a billion times better. All the music, if you're a DJ for iHeartRadio, you get no say in the music. You get a computer log with all the songs. The only thing you can do is switch around the order.
Wow.
So like there's some songs that have a long outro that she could talk over, and then there's another song that has a long intro. So we'd put that together.
But you have to play this song like every 30 minutes.
26 seconds of talking time.
That's not a DJ.
That's, for me, is like a guest on this. What am I supposed to say? I appreciated it. And I did have people like reaching out to me like, are you on the fucking radio right now? But what can you do in that time? How can you express anything about yourself?
That's true, yeah.
Most
Show
of the
any of your
breaks were
personality.
8 seconds.
Well, now you have the internet, so.
This is, I just think that, like, okay, with streaming, how the fuck do you get money?
I don't get any money.
That, even if you
It doesn't come to my account.
if you get huge as fuck,
I didn't do it for money.
how, but like, okay,
I'm
I
not
know
coming
you
at
did.
you.
At some point though, you get so big that you have to quit your job.
I'd love to. That's the goal.
That's
the
what I'm
goal is
saying.
to full-time music. I don't need to be famous, whatever. I have 2
But
kids.
money
I want to be
matters
cool
a
with
lot
them.
then because of your life.
Correct.
It's not getting into it for money at all.
Yeah.
It's
It's a change of income.
Like at some point,
It's a new job.
you have to quit your job.
I'd love to.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm out.
it seems so hard to make money now
Yeah.
because,
It has to be a hobby.
and like, I don't know if it has to. I think that you could just
I
hit,
devil's advocate speaking.
you know, yeah, I was going to name this podcast Devil's Advocate, but,
But you're right about like a split second, like Post Malone shit.
boom.
You get the right people to hear
You're
it
just-
overnight, it's done. Yeah. And I don't know how often that happens. And when you think about how many people
How
make
often is
music,
such a low number? Yeah.
and you have to make so much music for one
Yeah.
to be the one that people want to hear at that time, in that trend, in that whatever. And so many people are just making music to have more stuff on their Instagram. It's like, okay, I'm finally like not going to be that fucking person. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to do this. I'm going to write this. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to do it by myself. I'm just going to be mine 100%. And I really want to have it like done by the new year because I'm turning 30
Oh yeah.
in January. So it's like a fucking awakening. And I just want to handle all my shit and not necessarily like not have help because I will use all the help that I can get.
Yeah, of course.
Team, all of that, whatever. Just networking, all the good stuff, whatever. But I want to do what I want to do.
That's like,
So I'm going to be selfish about it.
that's exactly what you should do. And I think that as you're getting older,
It's for me.
exactly. And like that is when it'll work, quote unquote. And you'll really like be able to quit your job because that's when it works for people. There's obviously people
I
that
see what
get
you're
thrown in,
saying.
they get thrown into the machine.
Yeah.
But like especially people that like make a long career out of it, you grow into this thing and then people find you and now you're doing exactly what you want to do.
Right.
So people respect that instead of, it's so obvious when somebody's a product of like the labels system of making music, you know? And
But that's how you make money.
yeah,
So it's like you're always torn between how do I get to that next step where I can support myself fully on my music career and this means so much to me that I don't want to, I don't want
There's-
to say sell out, but I don't want to compromise that.
there's a kid who came on who has this song. I don't know what it's called. I don't even want to say who it is because of what I'm going to say after it, but it's such a good song. Like it's so good. The verse, the way it flows, everything about that song is so good. We listened to it like over and over when he was here. It was incredible. And then on his Insta stories, I just saw him with the same song, but they broke it up and changed it. Like I'm guessing, scrubbed that song from
Okay,
his
just like
list.
read,
And
mix
now it's
it or
a new
edit it.
song with a whole new beat and everything, and it's like sounds like
Rework the
music of
melody.
today, and it's garbage. You know what I mean?
The right,
Instead of just making a new song,
right.
he knows this song is awesome, and he's like, okay, this is an awesome song. I need to turn it into a modern one so it can work, even though the song's like 2 years old. So,
Right. That's how, yeah, I'm like,
and
it's
that's what
time
I'm
for
saying.
me too.
Trying to like
Yeah.
make it that way will never work.
Right.
I think if you do exactly what you want, one, people will recognize it, like important people,
Yeah.
and be like, okay, there's a respect when it comes to somebody who's like doing their own thing.
Yeah. You can tell. You can always tell.
Anybody that you want to work with, is gonna want to work with you because it's obvious that you're doing what you're doing instead of somebody who wants to work with you because, oh, this girl's figured out how to make a hit.
Right.
Like we can have her making hits all day.
That's so unfortunate how.
That's how you put a pistol in your mouth, dude. That would suck. That would suck to be playing songs that you don't give a fuck about for a lot of money.
For a long time, yeah.
Because when you're miserable with a
But
lot of
that's
money.
what pop stars do. That's
And
what they're doing. Have you really listened to lyrics? They are terrible.
Yeah,
They're terrible.
I'm sure.
Just talking into a microphone is like now music.
ASMR's gotten weird.
I kind of like it, but I'm one of those people that watches zip popping videos.
I can't say I don't. Oh, I like that as well. I like my own. I like popping my own shits.
Heard.
That's like.
Yeah, high school was rough.
That's where it's at. Do you remember your first pimple?
No, but my dad would always like pop the blackheads on my oldest brother's back, and I was like, in
So
it.
good.
I'm like, let's
Yeah.
go. I'm in there. So
Like right in here.
you're a blackhead person.
You could just pop for days. And
Mine's like my chin.
I get to me too. I get to the point where like I probably have dry skin right here.
No, you look pretty hydrated right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll pop them. I have to see like what I'm saying is when I get in these down things. I don't think we were talking about this on here, but we were talking about like sex drive and stuff. I have nothing, dude. I don't even want to like pop pimples.
Oh, you have no
That's-
motivation to do things that you used to love.
Exactly.
Class A depression.
That's
Check.
what I'm saying though. Like we're past it. Depression was like a couple exits ago.
Where are you at now?
I would have to say, and I'm going to another therapist now.
Not the one from 4 months
'Cause
ago.
I'm done with my psychiatrist. She
Can
just.
I have one of those?
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, I do.
What do you want?
No, I have one.
Do you want? I mean, I have water bottles.
Can I pause?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I gotta
I
go
just
pee
realized
anyways.
that.
Pause. Boom. We are back from break, Sylvania. I got Tres Leches. I almost said Tres Sylvania. I got Tres Leches.
Perfect segue.
And you are what's going on? You
Not-
can't have this because it's not Saturday. And you also, I want to get into your problem with this, but I want to hear whatever
yeah.
your diet, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So, like in February, I got the flu. And lost like 10 pounds like 3 days. And I was like, you know, when you feel sick and you don't want to eat like terrible food.
Yeah.
So I started eating not terrible food, and then all my clothes, like, so I lost like 40 pounds. But I've also had 2 kids.
You lost 40 pounds?
Yeah.
What
Like
the
over
fuck?
like, wasn't it 40? Yeah. When I was pregnant with my second child, it was I was 165. And now I'm like 117, 120.
Oh, sorry.
And it's really, it's like no sugar. That's really all that it is. No sugar. And
It's
I drink
almost
coffee.
keto.
And I mean, I guess. I don't eat anything like white rice or like noodles unless it's Saturday. So what's really funny is on Saturday I'll get like sushi for lunch,
Yeah.
and then I have to go get pizza, and then I have to get Tres Leches.
Fuck. Me and Kayla had sushi house last night. Do you have like a best friend that you know for a fact that even if they're attractive or whatever, that you actually couldn't be together? You're best friends, but you actually could not be together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had relationships like that, yes.
Yeah, that's how me and her were. We dated in like 9th grade. And we both were like, this isn't. And she's very
think it's
attractive.
important, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Those relationships are important. What is it called?
platonic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are important.
But we hadn't seriously talked in almost 10 years.
Ooh.
And it was so fun.
And
It
out of
was-
nowhere, just last night, you had a dinner?
Yeah, well, I mean, it
That was-
wasn't like, I talked to her a little bit leading up to it, obviously.
right.
But it's like right back to where it was. You know what I mean? But also,
Those are good.
she was like the first person, because my mom died at my house with cancer. It was like coming. But she was the first person to come over. You know what I mean? So I think just that alone,
It's a bond.
I don't know how she feels about it, but you know what I mean? That was like huge for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, at the very least, I'll be friends with this person
You showed me
forever.
the
Like,
greatest
you know what I mean?
sympathy. Yeah, for
now,
sure.
if she did something shitty to me, which I don't even know what that could possibly be, there's like nothing. But I don't know. It's cool because I haven't had that in forever.
Yeah.
Since her, you know what I mean? I've had friends that have been girls that I have, were just platonic or whatever. But it was really nice
think it's
to like.
If you set boundaries, it's very
Yeah.
easy to have those things. And I think over time, I think just naturally people are attracted to each other.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And you
We
have
don't-
to just kind of,
our boundaries
not-
are just they just came about.
right. And oh
Yeah.
my God, so over
We
time.
didn't,
it's
we
like,
were never like, we can't, because I was like, when we met, we did date. And we were instantly like this. When I say 2 weeks, it was probably less than that.
right. You just realize like,
Yeah.
it's
Like,
not-
I remember the first time we held hands, because we were in 9th grade.
Right.
We're like, it might have been the first day of school. I don't know, but we're walking to class. And we held hands. And I remember we looked at each other and we kept holding hands. We weren't like mean to each other. But I was like, this isn't right. Like, it's
Is
just
that because
so
you've
weird.
known her before?
I mean,
Or did you just like meet each other and you're like, oh, let's date? And then
No,
you were like,
no.
it's not.
We
I
were-
think you have to have the relationship.
It was one of those things where it was like that 8th grade year where like she's very attractive. She thought I was too. It was like everybody was like, "Oh, y'all should date." Type
Right.
thing. You know what I mean?
The arranged
middle
dating
school-
of middle school.
It's like because
There's a hierarchy of sorts, a caste
I've
system.
always had a lot of girlfriends, like friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To where they would hook me up with people, and that was like kind of that situation.
It's easier to have those in school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because when you're a grown up and you're doing a bunch of shit all the time and you barely make time to see the friends that really mean a lot to you.
Yeah. I don't have like anybody I hang out with, and it's not like out of fuck everybody.
Right.
It's like when I get off work, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And that was what was cool about Claire. She could be alone. Like it's rare to find somebody that can be alone. Because I love
Together.
not eat like
Be alone together.
or just I'm alone, and I don't. I'm an only child. So if I don't want to be around anybody, it's not like
Heard.
because anybody else I've ever been with, it's like I'm just gonna. I mean, she would always come over anyways, but it's like I'm staying home. I don't want to do anything, and that wasn't a problem.
Heard.
When
They didn't judge you for.
right, always before it's like, well, what's wrong? You don't want to hang out with me, and then
Right.
they think I'm like fucking cheating on them or something.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
really funny.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I guess there's a level of trust
Yeah.
or you just want people to be happy. And if they're happier staying home, then be happier staying at home and I'll catch up with you later.
You know, like obviously mental illness is a huge issue, like with our generation.
For sure.
Do you think it's just I would say like as a society have come to the point where like there's obviously people struggling, but like the standards of living have gotten to the point where like now people are not focused on like having a place to live as much as they're focused on like how to be happy. I feel like focusing on your happiness is a pretty recent phenomenon in
Yes.
human history.
It's important and a lot of people thought it wasn't
Yeah.
for a long time.
People thought like they would gain happiness through getting
Success.
things.
Well, your definition of success and happiness is going to
What's your
be
definition?
subjective. Oof. Not being like angry at things. But I'm the one that controls that anyway.
You get mad?
So I'm not a huge, like, big mad person. No. I have a long fuse for sure. And if I'm mad, I can communicate like an adult and tell you, that was kind of shitty or tell you about yourself
always
in a
been like
nice
that?
way. Yes, I have a younger brother, I think. Mini parent, I think.
Oh, okay. How much younger?
18 months, but
Okay.
really, it's probably like a solid 10 years younger than me.
Yeah. My dad's about to have a kid. I'm 27.
Nice. Yeah,
You know what I
he's
mean?
starting
So
all over.
27-year difference.
Ugh.
I'm excited because I know like me and my dad will coach a baseball team or I'll teach him how to golf and all that
Aw.
stuff. Yeah. But like,
cute. It's a weird thought.
how close am I going to be to this kid? You know? Because
However close you want to be.
it's more like an uncle, I feel like. In his eyes, though, is he going to see his 40-year-old...
His big brother. Yeah.
His 40-year-old big brother as somebody he
Yes.
can not expect to snitch out?
How
Like,
could he not?
My little brother's the youngest. That's my best friend.
Okay.
He's 10. Like, I'm 23. That's
But I want this kid, when he becomes a teenager, to be real with me. I don't want him to... And I know that's how I go about the next
Build the
15
relationship.
years of his life.
Right.
But, like, I definitely don't want him to think whatever I say is going to go to dad.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And I know my dad's going to want me to do shit like that. But it's
Did
not
you have
happening.
one of those people growing up? So you want to be for him what you needed,
I mean, I had my mom,
which is nice.
but like, you know what I mean? And my dad's cool. It's not like but, and they were together and everything. I had like a perfect childhood, but like, I just was an only child. But I like to be alone.
I do too.
And I had a neighborhood where it was like, we all lived in a cul-de-sac. So we're just showing up at each other's house.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like,
What cars?
like if I was alone, it was a conscious thing. And I did sports. And over summer, because my mom was a stay-at-home mom until we got the wallpaper store, she babysat all the kids on the baseball team. So
Nice.
I swear, dude, like over summer, we'd have, you know, upwards of 8 low-end 4 plus me kids at our house.
Heard.
Every
Yeah,
day.
so there was, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's baseball practice at night.
So
with the
you
same
weren't
kids.
alone.
Yeah.
You had plenty of opportunities to socialize.
Yeah. But like this kid, my mom's family, you know, she's half Mexican, so there's the Hispanic thing, but not to this level. Like my dad's new wife is Ecuadorian, and her family's huge.
He has a type.
And everything, yeah, he does. But everything like is really family and big,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Like this kid's gonna have that, but I think he's gonna have that, not so much other kids his age. So I don't know how
True.
open and honest he'll be with himself around people, because it's your family, and like at the end of the day, you're more honest to your friends than you are your family.
He'll gravitate
When
towards
they're
you.
old, you know what I mean?
He'll see you as a friend.
Yeah. But then again, he'll have a cousin who's like a year or two older than him.
Maybe other people have kids too.
Yeah, most likely. But I don't know. It's just
The big family thing is new for me too. Like the loving family thing. My family, yeah. Growing up, there was no I love yous, and it was very like sterile.
really, even
Yeah.
between like your mom and dad.
Yeah.
Were they together?
Yeah.
they
I don't
still?
know that I have the correct idea of what a marriage looks like, or what a loving relationship looks like.
Do you
Not
think-
to their fault.
Do you think it was just one of those things where they probably should have gotten divorced, but they didn't because it's like, we got to stay together for the kids, or that actually
100%.
ends up being like worse?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my dad passed away probably like 2 years ago.
So how?
Well, I'm trying not to remember. I think it was a heart attack, but I found him. I was the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck,
I
I'm
was one to
sorry.
go to the house. So,
Were
but
y'all like, where is he type thing, and then you went and checked on him?
yeah, my mom was out of town.
Fuck.
Yeah, they lived together. She's like, I haven't heard from your dad.
And
So
she's
I
out
heard
of
that.
town.
Yeah, so I had to tell her, and then she had to drive all the way back from Orlando. But yeah,
Fuck, I'm sorry.
but he was a very dry, no emotion type person. So I think that's where I get my like relationship wise, I'm looking for what I'm looking for, and I'm just trying to like check off, the list of all of that, and that's led me to where I am, which I think I'm in a good spot. He's a good dude. He's nice.
Yeah.
He's good for me, or I just be out there doing dumb shit.
How'd you meet him?
At the bar that I worked at.
Okay.
Here we go.
Boom.
Background, yeah.
Obviously, not everyone's bad, though. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I got a job at Island Girl Cigar Bar, which is super dope. And
Where? I don't say where it is. Never mind.
I'll say,
I know where that is.
there's
I know.
3 of them.
Okay, that's why. Okay.
This one's like town center area. And we know a bunch of family members, like his sister's husband, so my brother-in-law. I've known him since I was a kid because my family's in politics.
Okay.
And he is in politics. He's a lobbyist. My dad was a lobbyist. So I grew up with him. So when I saw him at work, the cigar bar, he told my husband about me. And when he was trying to meet me, he like just threw a phone in my face and ran away. My husband did. And Carlos just said, find the prettiest girl and ask her if her name is Marie. And he was like, is your name Marie? And then he threw the phone at me, which was Carlos on the phone, trying to sell him to me.
Oh my God.
And then I went out, and as a 21-year-old person, I'm looking for stability. Like, I'm tired. I've paid for all of my shit already. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Like, I need somebody else. You have to have somebody else to live, just to pay for shit. Let's just be on the real. So I'm trying to stabilize myself a little bit. But I don't want to say I love Justin very much, but I'm not a fall in love person. I don't think I've ever fallen in love with somebody. I just know that I'm supposed to be there, if that makes sense.
Have you thought?
Because I think it goes back to like my parents. I don't know. I'm loving the way that I can.
See, like that's
the
so
way I
true.
know.
My parents were in like a perfect relationship. They met on the service road on the South Side when they were 15 and 17, and had been together since. And they got married at 19 and 17 for no fucking reason. Like,
Yeah.
they had me in their mid-20s. Like, they were just, like, young, in love kids who were like, let's get married.
That's cute.
So, I've never considered not getting married and not being in, like, a really loving relationship. To the point where, on the opposite, to where I thought I loved people.
Right.
And then, honestly, my last relationship, I realized I actually didn't love these girls. I like them a lot and I love them, but I wasn't in love with them. Like,
so it evolves.
the choices I made, like drugs. I would not with her. I would never consider, and she wouldn't do it anyway. So maybe that was a part of it. But I would never even consider like, hey, you want to do this?
Right.
But because I love her, I like didn't want to hurt her with the other girls. I was like, this is my girlfriend. There was one of them that I knew, like, she's not going to do it. And it was like, I can't believe I didn't get caught because I lived with her and did it all the time.
Nice.
But, yeah, sick. But,
Yes, bro.
dope, dude. That's fucking gnarly.
I'll
You're
see you at the
great.
bar.
Cool, you're manipulative as hell. Nice. But all the other girls, it was like, they're gonna do this with me. That's not loving someone.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's like
It's planned and articulated
like
and
we're
thought
together
out.
and this is like gonna be fun. This could be better.
But I don't think it's a bad thing.
What?
I think it's okay to, I don't know. I'm struggling with the whole, like, as a country or as a society, why we do the whole one person marriage thing to begin with.
I feel you. I honestly, I get what
I think it was a control thing at some point in time.
I mean, I've heard that.
That's
yeah.
now tradition, so we do it.
I think a lot of it has to do with, and as crazy as it sounds, because the women have never had power, it's like a woman has a kid. Like, the connection with a man is different. Like, a one-night stand would, I would say, mean more to a girl than a guy.
I don't know.
At first. Like, okay, I know exactly what you're saying, and I get it. But I'm talking, like, the genetics of women don't want a bunch of dudes because they can only have one kid at a time. I'm not saying there's not girls who fuck a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
I'm talking, like
Primitively.
exactly. So I think, especially because evolution actually works pretty fast. It's not as slow as like we thought. But back then, that was super real because you really needed a dude to like. Imagine living in the 16, 17, 1800s.
Like build your tribe.
And you're just a woman who got pregnant and you have this kid. You're not even allowed to like work most jobs. Like, you have to have that stability thing.
Heard. That's your
Because,
job.
Like, women have been completely suppressed for a really long time. They couldn't even vote, all this shit, to where they had to be dependent on a man. So it makes it to where
They still have like dowries and shit where like you get.
fuck yeah. You can get an arranged marriage here. Like, it still happens all the time with like the culture of the people that move here. That's just what they do.
That's true.
But-
it just seems so.
Yeah, it's weird. And those relationships last longer than.
Because they have to. That's what I'm saying. I think like marriage, like I'm in this. I made that commitment. Like there's no turning back. So.
But I just think it's like a thing where the women want, especially then, they wanted to know
Now it's different.
that I'm not going to get fucked over, basically.
Right.
And fall in love with this dude, have a kid with him, and then he leaves me.
True.
For some other younger, any other girl. And it's like,
But that happened all the time. You know, watch Game of Thrones and shit.
Yeah, but they stayed together. They didn't break up. They break up in these TV shows, but that's not real. Divorce was like a really bad thing. So now
Changed a whole religion over it.
Now-
Created a religion over it.
women can completely be independent.
Yeah,
So
self-sufficient.
everything's changed in terms of like what a woman needs.
I don't need
now
you.
a woman literally just needs herself.
I want you.
And they want the men.
Right.
So for me, growing up like with what I saw in the life I lived, I don't want to be with like when I was with Claire, I wasn't thinking like it'd be cool to fuck these other girls. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean about like before I'd always thought
you're
like it'd be
grown.
great to be able to fuck some other girl. And it's this weird thing that I think maybe you just haven't met the right person. Maybe you don't love like that. Like you don't have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't
I
even
still love it. Just doesn't look
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
everyone else's.
Yeah.
It comes off cold a little bit.
But
and
the whole
calculated.
like a man and a woman, a man and a man, a woman and a woman, just us two sticking together. If now
We don't do that in nature. Animals don't do that.
one of the guys who was part of like the first wave of like the LGBT movement, he was on NPR, and this is like in the fucking 50s and 60s.
Oh, damn.
He was like either the first or one of the first published out American journalist.
Heard.
And he was a big deal like in the political movements and
For sure.
strategies. And
What is his name?
I forget. It's
Such a big
it's in one of these books. I can actually find it after this. But I did an episode on it and stuff. And what's really strange, and this kind of might give you some insight on like why marriage became a thing. But he was saying that in like the strategies when AIDS became like a really big deal,
Okay.
they were like, how do we not, you can't fix something like this, but how do we like stop the spreading?
Right.
And
We need to do something.
they're like, we should start promoting like relationships and being together.
Makes perfect sense.
And he hated that because he was like, I grew up in the culture where it was free love, and this seemed like a slap in my face. So it's weird to hear a gay guy against gay marriage. He's not against gay marriage. He's against why it came about. But it's just little things like that. Like maybe
The contract part of it. In a way.
we're like, it's like, okay, we need to get people to believe in the idea that it's just
Manipulation.
two people, because if it's just okay for free love and everything,
That's true.
disease will spread, blah, 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 blah.
That's true.
Now, I don't know if he's saying that because he's getting older in his life and he's looking for publicity. I don't know. But it seems like a pretty plausible thing. It's so human.
It's a good argument.
It's so human to come up with some weird thing like that.
And who knows what things are planted.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
dude.
like, you almost can't. I just don't. Like I said, I'm not even watching the news. If
No.
something serious happens, I'll know about it.
Exactly.
Somebody will tell me. The 35 phone staring at me will tell me.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, if you just scroll through something, you know about things that happen before the news gets them.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is so small level, but Jalen Ramsey left the Jags.
Yeah.
And Kayla last night, we're eating sushi, and she goes, look at this shit. And it's a picture of that he posted on Twitter. He posted it like 49 seconds ago. And I'm like, I didn't know it was Jalen's. And I was like, man, that's fucking lame, you know? And she's like, well, he posted that. And I was like, what? I was like, I wonder if he's fucking around. 10 minutes later, my dad gets an alert on his phone from the news.
Right.
So that's like, you know what I mean? Like, you actually are getting, I don't go on Twitter, but you do get information faster.
The whole grassroots situation.
It's so
But then
weird.
why isn't music taking off faster? Why is that so
Because
stuck?
music,
It's oversaturated, I guess.
at the end of the day, the big names still propel the money. And they're the ones bringing in the money, so they're the ones that get the attention.
But
like,
if information can reach me so quickly, why isn't music diffusing the same way?
I think it is, but only for the big people.
Heard.
Because they're getting so much more money behind it.
And people don't have to like your music. Just because they hear it doesn't mean they like it. And I totally get it. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, but I honestly think that if you went somewhere where nobody knew you and were presented as being a huge success,
Oh, yeah.
and this is her music, it would be way fucking different.
Yeah.
It's nobody takes you serious in your little area,
Of course.
and nobody ever takes what's really weird about the internet, whether it's news stories or music or podcasts. You can show somebody stuff and they don't give a fuck. It's when they come across it,
Right.
and they find it.
Of course.
Then
People care about themselves.
Then it's like, that's true. That's whatever I just read is true because I found it and it came up in my. You know what I mean?
Reddit.
Like, yeah, dude. Reddit'll get you. What's like, not necessarily a conspiracy theory, but what's like,
Ghosts.
yeah, that's your thing.
Man, that is so my thing.
Have you ever been like in a haunted house?
I've been ghost hunt. I went to the
lighthouse?
the Green Cove jail, the old Green Cove jail. Stayed overnight there, and then my honeymoon was across from like Nashville to Colorado, and we stayed in haunted places. Like we stayed in the Lemp Mansion in St. Louis.
Really?
Yeah, and they like 3 members of the family committed suicide in the house or whatever. I really think someone touched my foot. And like I heard whispering. It was really crazy.
Yikes.
That's like my closest to like a ghost encounter. But I watched ghost shit all day.
It's so
long.
entertaining.
Or The Office.
Yeah. It's also entertaining.
It's one of those two.
I grew up in a haunted house on Scott Mill.
Please, let's talk. Can you just give me one?
I mean, we had a room. So like, it was a house built in the 50s, and it was a house, and then a breezeway and another like apartment, and then they connected it all. So, in the main part of the house, you like walked in the front door, and there's a living room, and on the other side of the living room was a hallway, and my room was to the left, and then there's this really skinny, creepy bathroom that everyone was afraid of, and then to the right was this one room that had carpet like that was really long to where you couldn't easily open the door.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know,
Okay.
like-
You have to force it in a
You
way.
would see where the rug moved.
Gotcha.
And we would come home all the time. The door would be wide open. The light would be on. Pillows would be moved. All this crazy shit.
From your room?
From the guest room. I would fuck sleeping in there. That
Right?
was so scary.
Outside.
Like people, because that was the guest room. I never would tell people because I'm not trying to scare people.
Right.
They would be like, I don't want to sleep in there. I
Right,
don't
right,
like this.
I don't
at all.
like it.
I hate it.
You didn't give me a blanket.
And then my parents' room were on the other side. So like, before they built on and added their room, we lived on 2 acres, so another house was being built in the back.
Nice.
That's my grandparents. So we all lived in the same house while that house was
Compound.
being built. Yes. So I'm in not the haunted room. I'm in another room, and I've always been a weird fucking kid. So when I was in like 6th grade, I bought the book The Exorcist,
Nice.
and I was reading it, and I was like, this is fucking weird and scary.
Love it.
And I'd never been religious per se. Like I've always, even when I was a kid at church, I was like, this is lame. But I
Who's
had a
falling for this
cross and I was holding it up. And I swear. So I'm like reading the Bible, The Exorcist. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I'm getting scared. I feel like the devil's in here.
Right.
I'm going to grab my cross. So I'm laying there and I'm holding the cross above me. And I swear, dude, like from his foot, that nail fell out and it just like landed right here on my neck. And then he didn't like swing all the way because there was the nails, but you know, Jesus is like this, and he came off just a little bit, and I was like, that's so creepy.
Ooh.
So that's not what's creepy about it though. That
It gets
is
worse.
easily explainable. You know what I mean? Like the nail came out,
Right.
whatever.
Right,
You
okay.
could myth bust that. The
Debunked.
next day, my grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad went to either Sam's or Costco, and I woke up to the sound of in what would become my bedroom.
Oh.
It sounded like pots and pans like banging around, and my dogs were barking. Like that's what woke me up was my black lab girl was barking, and then this other dog Max was this little toy fox terrier. He was, you know. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm
Yeah.
trying to sleep, you know, like stop. And then I realized there's like all this noise going on, so it's like the room I'm in, the master bathroom, and then that bedroom.
Okay.
So it's on the other side of the wall.
Heard.
On the other side of that wall is the kitchen.
Got it.
And it sounds like shit, so I just think it's the kitchen.
But it's closer than that.
And I don't know my parents are gone. So I go to walk like into the kitchen and be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And I realize that it's not coming from the kitchen. It's coming from in the room that my grandparents were sleeping in. And the door was closed. And I'm like, what the fuck? But it still could be in the kitchen. So I go to walk, and that's when I realize no one's here. Because I go into the kitchen, and there's no one in there. And I'm like, what the hell?
For you.
So I open the door, and my dog runs in there and goes straight to the closet. It's louder now because I've opened the door.
Wow.
And it's clearly coming from the closet, okay? What? And I'm like, what the fuck? And I walk up to it, and I get closer than for me to that, and it just stopped. And I was like, what the fuck? And my dog was still going nuts and shit. I was so fucking scared.
Terrified.
But the one thing that really got me, like, and this was later, like the last couple of years of the house, I could sit here and tell stories forever. Like the kid who lives here, his little brother, we were best friends, golf team together. He slept over all the time. So much weird shit happened. Like TVs, like my TV would turn on, and I would move the controller out of the bed because we're bros. He's on one side, you know what I mean? I'm like, hold on, dude. Like, let me move the controller because it happened a couple times.
Right.
Move the controller, that shit turns on. You know what I mean? So we were like, what the fuck? So I knew the kid who made MDMA. Okay. This is 2010, 2011.
Okay.
I don't know if he's out of jail yet, but he ends up going to jail.
Okay.
So while he's not in jail, he makes this thing that was like a psychedelic component to it.
Okay.
His version of, do you know what 2CI is? It's trolling. It's like tripping and rolling at the same time. So he's like, yeah, exactly. Candy flipping. So he's like, I made this. You can have some to try it. So he gives me like a gram of it. I'd been hanging out. Do you know where the pumpkin patch is? On San Jose?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know San Jose.
I grew up on Scott Mill behind Ale House. Mm-hmm. And in Old River Road, you know where that is?
Mm-hmm, I driven down there. It's cute.
Okay. If you go to Old River Road and Scott Mill, you take a right. I was the house with the columns right there.
I'm going to check it out.
Yeah,
There was a shit ton of raccoons last time I was back there.
It's insane. There's so many.
It was like a solid family.
But there's like a cut through. You know how Old River Road goes all the way down and then it takes a right?
Yeah, because it goes down the river.
It says Tuxedo Creek. Okay, well, if you go behind that sign, you can walk straight and it takes you to the church. And they have a little house and they have this big field. Point is, me and this girl broke into this house one day.
The little house?
It was like the church's house. It had a pool that was drained.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and they kept shit in there. Like, you know what I mean? They kept like costume supplies and shit for plays, I guess. Mm-hmm. And we hung out in there all day. It was like pouring down rain. We're rolling. It was so weird. It was such a 19-year-old, two idiots.
Fun thing.
Just being so fucking stupid.
For sure.
So
memories.
Now that comes to an end. She leaves. It's like 9:00, and my best friend, I call him, and I'm like, dude, it's pouring down rain. I don't want to walk home. I've got some bud. Why don't you come? I'll smoke us out. Pick me up.
Yeah.
So he comes to pick me up.
Money.
I've got this tripping shit. I was like, you want to split this with me? And he's like, what is it? And I told him, and he's like, fuck, no, I don't want to trip right now. I got to go home.
Right.
This is just me and
I
him.
don't have hours to waste right now.
I'm already rolling. I'm on some weird shit. I take it. So I take it, roll a blunt. We start driving around. Actually, go down Old River Road.
Okay.
So, like, once you get into the Tuxedo Creek area, there's, like, trees that hang over and stuff. And I saw, like, a little girl on a swing. Like, swing out right in front of the car. And I thought we were about to kill somebody. It's also, like, now it's probably 9:30. It's nighttime. There's no little girls on swings.
Wow.
Every mailbox was turning into something.
Of course.
And jumping out in front of the car. I'm freaking out. Yeah. I'm like, dude, stop. You know what I mean? So we don't even smoke the whole blunt. I'm like, look, I get that I'm being annoying. Just fucking take me home. I'm sorry that I did this to you. I love you. You're my best friend.
That's the rolling company.
That's what friends are for.
Dude, I gotta go.
That's what friends are for.
I just don't want you to hate me.
Like, we're good. Mm-hmm. If I get wet walking into my house, it's okay. I just didn't want to walk home from there.
Right.
So I go home. Thank God my parents were like in their room with the door closed.
Oh, because you're in trouble. I
was tripping. I couldn't be in a normal, I couldn't have talked to them.
Yeah.
Everything's changing. Everything. So I walk into my house and it was like being at the mall where people are walking around, you don't recognize them, but with ghosts.
Heard.
And then there was these weird, like, black spirit, like, it looked like cloth.
Dementors?
I guess.
Harry Potter?
And they were, like, it looked like they were swimming, but they were flying, like, up at the top. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That is creepy. Yeah.
And I just smoked.
Those are not ghosts.
There were ghosts. No, there was people walking Like there was ghosts in my house, and then there was also these things.
What?
So like I'm walking around my house, and
You
there'd
tripped
be
me up because
like
you said mall.
a ghost hanging out,
It's like a mall.
like at the mall. That situation
Oh,
where
where
you're
there's that
walking
many
around.
people? It was crowded?
Not that many people, but the situation of I'm at the mall and I walk by this person. We don't look at each other.
Hard, yeah, okay. Everybody's
There
doing their
was
own thing or
no
whatever.
recognition.
Got it.
So I go into my kitchen and I'm just, I gotta eat now. So I go
You're
into
not freaked out? Oh, heard. Sorry, you fucked up. Gotcha.
I'm just weird. So I go into my kitchen and like, you know where there'll be like a corner in your kitchen on the counter. So you sit up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there and we had this dining room that was all windows and the lights were on. So you could see like the reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And I look over and in the reflection, so I'm at the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I see in the reflection right next to me, this like middle-aged, light-skinned-ish black dude. Kind of look like, have you seen Westworld?
No.
Damn it.
I know, I'm sorry.
The character Bernard, for all my Westworld people out there, he looked like Bernard.
Okay.
Or Mike Tirico almost from ESPN. It doesn't matter. So
Why do you think I wouldn't
He
know
just-
ESPN? I don't know who that
he's
is.
kind of chubby, and he was just like a 50-year-old dude. He was wearing a red shirt and like khakis.
Okay.
And he's like got his. I look basically. I see him in that thing. And I'm
And
like,
you
it
automatically-
scared the shit out of me. And then I look over, and he's literally right there. Like,
No.
closer than we are, and he's cutting. It was either like a cucumber or something. He was cutting like a cucumber.
What?
He didn't acknowledge me. He's just doing it, you know?
What?
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so afraid I don't want to move.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, what if
If
he
he doesn't
notices
see me now, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm scared and everything, and then I look in the thing, and he was gone. And then I looked over, and he was gone. So I'm like, what the hell? And I just,
How does that happen?
so
I just want to call the police.
How does that happen? Call the police.
this, we'll get you out of here, and I want to hear some weird shit from you. But the last weird thing I'll say is my dad, basically, my mom got cancer when I was a kid. Like, supposed to die before I'm 5. This is 1997. So we go on like the doctor says you need to go on your last
Oh,
vacation.
no.
While we're doing that, my dad finds out that who he thought was his real dad, where the last name Couch comes from, actually isn't. What? So we find his real family. And before I ever knew about these people, this guy would visit me in my dreams. And he was wearing a military uniform, and these people would break in, and I'd run out my front door, and my dad used to have an Astro van, and he would be sitting in the Astro van, like the Babe Ruth in the Sandlot with that glow, and he'd be like, he'd open the passenger door, he'd tell me to get in, I'd get in, the bad kidnapper robber guys would run by, and he'd be like, I'm always with you, I got you. I have no idea who he is, okay? We drive to Cincinnati and meet this family.
How old are you?
I'm 4, maybe 5.
Okay.
And we're like, they're all doing their thing, meeting each other. I'm a little kid. I'm walking around, and I come back with a picture. And I'm like, who is this? And everybody in the family that knows starts crying because that's my dad's dad. So I don't know who he is, and he's visiting me in my dreams, right?
But you find a picture of him.
I find a picture of him, and I'm like, how I said he was in a military uniform. He died as like, he got my dad's mom pregnant at 14, about to be 15, and then died as soon as he turned 16.
Whoa.
So he was in his ROTC uniform. So think about how crazy it is. He knew that I was eventually going to see this picture, so he would visit me in that, right?
So you would be able to recognize him.
Right. Here's what's even weirder. My dad found out through Ancestry.com that that's actually not his dad. So this dude, here's an insight on death that is something that is obviously unique to me that just happened in my life. This guy died thinking that my dad is his son. So in his death, visited my dad's son,
Yeah, that's insane.
and it's not.
Wow. What he thought was.
But he died thinking it was.
Right.
So what answers are you supposed to be getting when you die?
And are they updated in a way? Do they sync?
Does he know now?
You know?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. Does he
That's
know now? I mean,
Who? I don't.
how do we know? Does he still visit you?
No, I haven't seen him since before that, basically.
Maybe he knows.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
mean,
oh, fuck this guy.
it
I'm
happened.
gonna go check out. Where's my real grandson?
We found out a month ago.
Oh.
So he hadn't visited me up until the moment that I found out who he was,
A
basically.
month ago?
My dad found out a month ago that that's actually
Wow.
not. And my dad changed his last name and
That's
everything.
a long time. Wow.
Yeah, to the
that's
other
a
dude.
big deal. A whole, like
Yeah.
your whole life.
And it's actually, this is super crazy. It's Daniel Boone.
What?
Like that's my like great
Like your ancestor goes back to Daniel Boone. That's crazy.
Yeah, their last name's Boone and everything. It's so weird. Yeah.
I don't have any cool ancestry.
I could care less though. That means nothing. That means nothing, dude.
True.
Like to take pride in that, like Daniel Boone's my.
Right.
What does that fucking mean? Nothing.
Why do we get excited about it though?
I don't know.
I would be like, oh yeah, I'm connected to whatever. It really means nothing, but we get excited about it. It gives us purpose, a sense like I'm established.
I'm important.
Right.
My blood once mattered.
Man.
My blood once mattered.
It's so weird
It's
how we set people
Yeah.
ahead of other.
We do it instinctually. That's the problem.
And you were talking about like your friends and your family. They're the hardest ones to get to support you, and it's almost like familiarity means that there's no respect in some way.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, I know her and she does this.
It's taken less serious.
It's true.
So
Which is weird. Why do we do that?
I think it's honestly because we've been trained that good shit gets presented to us through people that are the good shit. And
I see what you're saying.
Like,
I guess there always has to be
when
an above and a below.
A comic comes to the Comedy Zone, it says all the old shit he used to be on because that means he's legit.
Right.
This guy was on NBC. You know what I mean? Like that means he's a legit comic. No, it doesn't.
The value that we place on those things
Yeah,
is really crazy.
it's all bullshit.
I was on TV. What people say, I hit that today. Yeah, they're like, oh, weren't you on TV? I was like, no, that was not me.
Yeah, nope. Even though you were a girl.
Not me. I was on TV.
You was on TV.
But I'm at work, I'm trying to be at work, trying to be teacher me.
Yeah, you're in teacher mode. So how can these people support you?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Future support.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I'm not.
I mean, I can listen to your music.
Yeah, but I'm not. I mean, you can listen to it for fun, for sure, for sure. But you're not supporting me
Why don't you
by
do a
listening
Patreon?
to that music. What is a Patreon?
So basically,
Like a donation type situation, and I provide services and goods.
No, I mean,
Foot pictures.
there is that. There's definitely girls who do that, but
Pictures.
mostly it's podcasts, and I don't know why there aren't.
Can I talk for a long time? People want to listen to me talk?
Yeah, you don't have to do a podcast. It has nothing to do with podcasting.
Oh, okay.
What you do is you host content on there, and you can put content for free that anyone can get, and then you get subscriptions. So people subscribe, and then they get exclusive content if you provide it. I've never
keeps me
provided
busy.
any exclusive shit, and I still get.
I love it. I really looked at it because I know you could do like $1.
People just care to do it.
That's really
I
sweet.
used to have a bunch, and then I quit.
Well, you have to have some sort of capital because you have to get the
That's what I'm
studio
saying.
time.
It
You have to
doesn't-
buy the beats. You have to do all of that. But it's like you have to like fundraise.
Yeah, you're not in it for the money, but
But you still need it.
you have to figure that out.
Right.
That's what sucks. And
I'm
that's
starting from the bottom, really. I have to rebrand and everything.
what goes into that for you? Like, how do you think? What do you envision?
I just don't want to have to work at being a product in a way, I guess. I just kind of want to exist. And if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I don't
you
want to have
know
to
how
be
to
in like the
do
rat race. I don't have, no, I would.
Video editing?
I have to work with my community because we have a lot of really talented people. We have a lot of good graphic designers. We have great producers and beat makers.
It's
we have
insane.
great mixers and sound engineers. I mean, it's just kind of getting out there and trying them all, which takes time and takes money.
Exactly.
You know, you have to build those relationships, but it's also a business. Like that's what they're in business for. They need to mix
There's
my
a whole
songs.
economy.
Exactly, and I think it's important. Yeah, that's true.
There's
Economy
like
is a
people
good
who
word.
like make music videos that
They rely on me.
yeah
To make a
but
song.
beyond that, there's like a lower level of people. Like there's like lower and lower and lower levels of people doing music videos for people that will never get over 100 views on it, and they're good music videos.
Right.
That's what's fucking insane.
Yeah.
There's so much talent, but not a lot of eyes on this city for
There's a
whatever
lot
reason.
that goes in. You've got to get your marketing situation, and you have to. I mean, the first step to anything is branding.
Yeah.
And then you have to sell your brand. And I can only sell something that I want to sell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's what's like to me. When do you know you're ready? You know what I mean? Like, when am I ready to feel confident in this?
Would I ever record music and never release it? Probably not. I don't think I'm to that level of artist.
I don't even,
You know?
I don't think that's being an artist. I think that's being pretentious and trying to be an artist.
Good, I'm not pretentious.
I think that's honestly trying to, that's
Like telling people you're doing something.
that's lying to yourself, trying to like convince people that you're this great artist and blah, blah, blah. Anybody who makes something wants people to see it
That's the goal.
or
right?
hear it or whatever. And if you act like you're doing this for you and nobody else, yes, it's for me.
Well, you don't have to act like it. If you just are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
agreeing
You
with you.
are just doing it for yourself, but to act like I don't care if people ever listen to this. Yes, you fucking do.
Yeah, you do. And I'm not saying things are
unless
trash.
you do some weird shit.
Yeah.
And then I get that. I totally get that. If you're doing something that like this is who I am, and like Lil Wayne could have played the guitar and never, and it actually did make him more famous in this
Yeah,
weird way.
That makes sense. Brand, the whole.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't.
But there's a lot of trash songs out there that people really believe in, and it's just all perspective. Bless you.
Bless you, Dinky.
It's just all perspective, I guess. What music you do and don't like, but those people are still
There's a lot
making
of-
music.
Yeah, like the scene I grew up in with music, like Brand New's my favorite band, and I get sent bands that are like Brand New, that are new. I found one that's actually really good. Shout out Mikey Mayo, he sent them to me. But
Good friends.
I forget what their fucking name is. I'm sorry, guys. But everyone else, they all sound like really alike, and it's not good. And it's
Yeah.
like that to me, that genre could be crushing right now. Not on the radio, but like there's a bunch of people that love it.
Yeah.
And it seems to just be like completely ignored. I don't know what it is. There's
There's just so many options, and it's so it can be so personalized now. When before, like, you had to buy these 6 CDs because they were cool.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, well, I like this sort of sound, or I like this sort of sound, and you have
Playlists.
you have so many options, and there are a lot of good things out there. But it's like you'll never be able to listen to everything.
Has anyone come out with an album and called it a playlist?
That's what it is, I guess.
I think that's the move.
What genre are you into?
I would honestly just say classic bands.
Like
Just-
metalcore?
No, I don't like. If I listen to metal, but I don't want to listen to. If I'm listening to metal, it's screaming only. I don't.
Same.
I don't want anybody. Now I wrestled a bear once and shit. Like that bitch is bad as hell.
But I'll listen to like old Icy Stars and like a Scarlet Drive and all that.
I get, yeah, but I just can't anymore get into it because I'm either listening. But to be honest with you, I only listen to like Manchester Orchestra, Brand New, City in Color, and podcasts.
Heard.
I barely listen to music. Like maybe at most an hour a week.
Do you want to change that? Or are you totally content?
I used to only listen to music. So like I love music, you know what I mean? But podcasts,
Is it hard for you to like click on someone's music that you've never heard before?
no.
Do you listen?
Yeah, I
To your
listen.
friends' stuff?
Yeah, I listen to people's shit.
I do too.
Like especially when it first comes out, I always will listen to like the album from start to finish. Like I'm cool for that. But I'm saying in my own time, I don't listen to music.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm in my car listening to music.
True.
Sometimes, but it's not for over the car ride of 15, 20 minutes.
Right.
You know?
Same.
Because I like learning shit
I do too.
or cracking up. And
I saw, I think it's explained on Netflix or whatever. They have about music in your brain and how like sound turns into music. Like notes are now music or whatever, how your brain does that. And it made so much sense to me because the more that you listen to something, the more it sounds like music, or the more it sounds,
wow.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get used to it
Yeah,
the more
yeah.
you hear it. So it's like as a new artist or as somebody that is trying to push some, like you're risking somebody not listening to it, if that makes sense.
Dude,
you know, you
yes.
don't,
Yeah.
that. And when they do listen to it, it's only one time, and you're like, "Fuck," because
Yeah, keep
know
listening,
to
yeah.
like a song, you
Yeah.
have to listen to it more than one time. So you must have to like twofold have a song that's like boom, catches you from the beginning and after you listen to it a couple times. But some songs are only good after you listen to it a couple times.
Well, that's the thing,
and they're still
though.
good songs.
That's why the big artists get the money, because when you're on Pandora or Spotify, their songs are getting thrown into the algorithm more because they're paying Spotify to do that.
And that's money. That's how it works.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Back to money.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So the smart thing to do would be to collect all of your money first and then do these things and then have them set and scheduled out and all of that jazz.
Yeah, I mean,
a smart way to do it.
There's
Is it necessary?
That's smart. I think the starving artist thing is never going to go away.
What are we doing
I think
here?
that's, still highly glamorized.
Yes.
Like, highly.
Which is why I'm glad I'm where I'm at. I don't want to be like mad famous where everybody knows who I am and it's hard for me because I'm already tripping about maybe people are looking at me. Not because I'm more because I'm noticeable, not because I am somebody, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm already tripping because people are looking at me because I'm just like a new person in a room. Are you one of those people?
Yeah.
Like everybody, yeah. So I can do stuff. I can still be with my kids. Like I can be a good mom. I can, still hang with like the youth and still make music. And I can make music videos. Like it used to be, you had to be super famous and have a bunch of money to make a music video.
Yeah.
And I watched making the video. I watched every single fucking making the video there ever was on MTV.
Fuse used to be such a good channel.
Oh, because they brought all that shit back. I wanted to make a music video. That was like a goal of mine, and I did it.
Me too. So bad.
Check.
Because I was in a band in middle school and shit. Like, I've always wanted to do that. But, I mean, if we're going to get deep, I taught myself to play guitar. I can't play with somebody else. Like, it's all... And I know you said covers earlier. I'm not, like, hating on it. Me, personally, I'm never... Like, if I picked up the guitar right now, I would just freestyle. I would never be able to play it again. I've never played it before. But I'm not playing it to, like,
Yeah.
But that... Okay, how about this? Let's say your most recent song that you recorded in studio, it's not even out yet. It explodes.
Okay.
How good do you feel about having to play that song for the rest of your life right now?
The last song I was in the studio was a feature, but... There's 3 songs that are not released that probably will never be released underneath my name or whatever, but you just have to. You have to. It doesn't matter how much you have to. You have to play that song over and over. And I do think about that sometimes because, like, especially with the band that I've been with for over a year. I've been playing the same songs for over a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, do I want to play this song over and over again? But yes, I will play Brad Chad every chance I ever get.
You care about it and you like it.
Particularly, yeah.
Like, okay, how about this? I've listened to the same fucking songs a million times. I think where it gets lost is singing it. Obviously, you go over it a million times. But, like, if you're playing that instrument and you got to play this shit over and over in studio, over and over and over, and then you play it every night.
I think instruments different than singing.
Because
there's less.
It's fun. Not that you're not focused, but, like, I'm sure when you feel like you're singing your best, you're in the zone and you're just letting it go. And that is always going to be fun.
Yeah.
When you're recording a song on guitar, you're focused on not fucking it up.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And you can go on stage and then improvise and have fun or whatever. But it just seems like that's a lame excuse. Now, the Jump Around song, that's different because it's been so long. He transitioned out of that, like, genre. I get not wanting to do that. But...
Or like Vanilla Ice.
But
that's your song,
that's
bro.
your
Ice
song.
Ice Baby that defines you.
Well, it's under pressure, but you know.
Wait. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
I was like,
kidding.
wait a second.
But
you know that Edwin McClain guy, and I'll be your crying shoulder.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He is still playing that song out in public, touring.
He's crushing.
That song was released in like 97.
How many albums do you think he has?
I will sing one song for the rest of my life if I have to. But that's what happens now, though.
Yes.
That's where a lot of people go.
Yeah.
Then they have like their DJ crew and they just sing that one song.
That's
around clubs. And I'm like, yeah, shit, you got it. Pfft, that was easy.
But
jealous.
like,
I'm mad jealous.
I don't think that'll happen for you.
No.
Because you're not.
That's not my.
But not even that you can't. I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you blow and then you have this other stuff that proves that you're not that type of artist that only makes hits.
I'm so glad it exists.
That is huge. Because most of these like SoundCloud rappers is basically the thing where you blow up and then it's like, where the fuck do you go, dude? It's like, well, I'm 19 and I have 4 songs and this one blew up. I barely know how to make a song. And now all the songs that they're making are just copycats of that one song.
Cause trying to ride the wave or whatever.
Yeah. All right, well, it's 10:07. I got you too late. What do you have to say?
Oh, wait, I have one last question for you, and this is the only question I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you like a preview into it. Every time I meet people for the first time, I wish I could give them like a survey at the end and be like, you've just met me. Tell me your thoughts. Give me your feedback. So my first question is, what were your first impressions of me, not in real life, on the internet? Because I need to know this. What do I look like on the internet? And then what were your impressions of me when you met me in person? And is there a disconnect there?
I thought you were really good at doing what you did, and you looked busy as fuck.
That's important.
On the internet, yeah. You look really busy.
Check.
And in person, you just remind me of a lot of like my friends that I grew up with, which is a good thing.
Good.
So I never read somebody's like personality on the internet.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, well, it's different for me because I've met so many people. You know what I mean?
And I am really busy. I have a lot of shit going on.
I have all these internet people coming over that I know from the internet. So like I've just learned that any preconceived notion or conception of who they are is pretty pointless.
And I like to meet people in person because, you meet people online and you just know them. And then when you see them in person, you're like, oh, shit, I need to put my face in front of them for my soul because I'm not just going to let this person walk by in person that I know on the internet. Like, I feel like I need to say something.
I think that, and now after talking to you and stuff, it's cool that, like, you're in no way, like, a cliche. Like, I've met so many people that, like, some of the stuff that people say sounds like a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds like something that I would say as a joke or you would see as like a sketch. It's
a movie in a way.
It's so weird.
Scripted in some sort.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to say anything about the party, none of that shit, because I don't like the president. I don't like as a person, I don't think he's a good dude at all. And I don't think Hillary is a good person either. Like, I just think that this was the worst possible situation of all time in terms of our candidates. I think that's literally as bad as they both could have gotten. But one girl was telling me about how she saw a bumper sticker that this old woman had, and she was behind her and honked her horn for a really long time and gave her double middle fingers.
Nice.
All the way down for like over a mile, and then
I've been there.
Pulled up at a red light and saw the lady crying, and she was like, I was just so like, she was dead serious. She's like, I just was like, oh, I made a so-and-so supporter cry today. I felt so good.
Oh my God.
And I was like, you're so cliche. Like I told her.
You do exist.
I was like, now take that bumper sticker and put it as the one that you like, and instead of it being a young pretty girl, picture it being this redneck dude doing that to somebody.
True.
You would fucking hate them.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, that person is supportive of a rapist. And I was like, I understand what you're saying, but you actually think that this lady's like, he's a rapist. I love him.
Right.
The shit that people, I'll just say it, the people that support Trump are getting a completely different narrative than the people that don't support Trump
Always
on who
have
he
been.
is. And it's always been that way. And I hate this whole like idea that the other side is trying to ruin the country. It's like these people just believe something different, and I get it. I don't fucking believe it either.
Both sides.
But it's what they believe. And like,
you can't fall for none of that.
it doesn't even
Because not everybody is who they say they are, which is why I asked you my question. Because I get misread all the time because of my personality, the coldness or whatever. I just say whatever I'm trying to say, and sometimes people read too far into it, like they're expecting this particular thing, and then they make it a thing, and I'm over here like, no, I was legit just asking you this, or like, I do care about this, or like I'm a terrible whatever the case may be, and I get people get me fucked up all the time, and I don't know what it is that I'm doing that people just don't understand. I don't want to be like, I'm so misunderstood.
I
but
think
like,
if you
fuck.
had a podcast, it'd change everything. Because you're yourself on there. Like, it's hard for people to know somebody and who they are in a positive way just off the internet.
That's true.
Because most people aren't doing what they want to be doing. So when they see someone do it, it's like, oh, this is like, you know what I mean? Like, this is stupid.
Seen this before.
Blah, 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 blah. But really, they're like, I wish I could be doing that.
That's why I'm so glad I came.
It's fun.
That's what I wanted to do.
It's very fun.
I was looking forward to it all week.
Where can people follow you?
I'm on Instagram currently at official_Riii, 3Is_IG.
3 eyes.
That's right. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Hey.
I was just confirming.
But yeah, do our thing, whatever. I need merch. Like, I should be like,
Yeah.
oh, buy my stuff. I should be like, oh, this is coming out. I do have some songs that have not been released that are coming out soon. And then I will be shopping around for beats.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I'm in the market.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, if anybody.
There's
You'd
so
be
many
making-
talented people here, dude.
I know. I'm nervous about my Instagram, my DMs.
Do you only
Overflow.
operate on Instagram? Because I do.
It's the big, okay, I need to be more on Facebook, but like I said, I have to like, I'm not going to push a brand that I'm not like 100% into. So I need to really figure out, like I said, it's like a whole awakening process that it's going to be a bigger metamorphosis than and I want to talk about it because if I talk about it, I'll fucking do it.
I think Facebook is better locally to sell stuff.
I agree. Yeah.
Your merch.
More people are on Facebook than they are on
1,000%.
Instagram.
And you're going to be able, I think if you use your Facebook as more of like a platform to sell shit,
A store.
then
I
that'll
agree.
crush. But
I agree.
Instagram is where you're going to get people who are new and you're going to cultivate like
They
a
just stumble
national,
upon your shit.
international
Right.
thing.
Right. A presence of sorts.
Because once I got on Instagram, people in like Zambia listen and
Yeah.
have like messaged me and
Yeah.
shit. You know, like
I have,
that's insane.
It's so cool.
That's fucking insane.
It is so cool. And they're
And-
like, you're fucking awesome. I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. All the
Ask
way
for
from
advice.
Australia.
People ask for advice. It's like you asking me for
I am
advice.
nobody, but I will tell you my thoughts.
So, being like, you seem like a nice person, like off rip. You seem like a nice person. When you meet people that are older and they have kids, not kids, like kids our age and shit, isn't it weird how they want you after meeting you for 10 minutes to like date their kid or whatever?
Yeah, that does happen.
It's like, you don't fucking know me at all. Like, you have no
People
idea.
just they just want to set people up. People
It's-
want to make other people happy,
it's
I
so
guess. They think you're
superficial.
cool and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I know somebody.
The older generation literally thinks like, oh, that's a really pretty girl. Like, we should just be with her.
Go give her some gum, like that commercial.
When I work at people's house, I do wallpaper. I go to their fucking house.
People
I
offer
meet
you-
them 30 minutes and they're like, I have a daughter your age. You get like,
You passed the test.
I wish she would be with guys like you.
Everything you said. And more.
And I'm like, you don't know me. This is when I'm on drugs,
yeah,
dude.
you just set me up with the wrong
Yeah,
person.
it's like, you don't know. You actually don't know. And that's really dangerous. To the older generation, no more in any way. Judge a book by its cover and then read it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because like everyone just judges it by the cover and it's like, you have no idea, dude.
I think you'd be really good with whatever. Like, there's dating sites for that.
Yeah, it's
There's
like,
like
actually-
whole personality tests.
No, I wouldn't. I would ruin their fucking life.
And then I just wasted 2 years.
I'm
Why
like
would I do that?
really broke, struggling to make money at your
there's
house
no-
right now. You do not want me dating just because I'm fucking smiling. and
I'm not
agreeing
even
with you.
happy. How am I gonna make
Yeah,
you happy
I
and
hate
selfish
myself.
to
There's
ask
no
for
way.
that?
I don't want to hate you and make you hate you too.
Right.
Seriously. So last question. Do you love yourself?
I do love myself. I'm
Good.
really getting to like a place where like I have pep talks, I get excited, like, and I don't think it's conceited anymore. For a long time I was like, am I being conceited? Like, but I think there's a place for being proud of yourself and like,
Yeah.
because there's got to be a reason to keep going. And I feel like it has to be intrinsic
Yeah, definitely.
because people can tell you how great you are all day long.
it doesn't matter.
My
Yeah.
husband said it's instant.
I've been famous since I was fucking born. Like, it's not a thing.
When you're in your head, do you ever my entire life, like the only way I can explain it is when I'm hitting a golf shot, I'm going over it in my head like the announcers, and I'm also being interviewed about the shot that I'm about to hit. I was like, yeah, it was 178. I hit a little, like a perfect cut 7-iron.
Tailspin.
And exactly, literally, that is cut. Very nice. And like, it's very strange how that's how I communicate with myself. in the sense of I'm being interviewed.
He shoots, he scores.
No. It's like, perfect example. Instead of that, it's I'm taking the shot and I'm going over the post game. Now
As a replay?
No, now we're talking. I just won the championship. I got the trophy right by me. I'm covered in champagne
on the podium.
It says NBA behind me, and I'm like, yeah, there was 3 seconds left. I hit the under the legs. I hit a fade from the 3, and I nailed it. That's what's going on in my head. Not he shoots, he scores. Is that weird?
It is a little weird.
Because there's no celebration. It's all like
your end goal. You're watching it. You're watching it because it's already happened, and I think that's good. I think that's cute. I think that's you already know it's gonna happen, and you're like.
But I'll hit a bad shot, and I'll be like, "That was yesterday. Here's what he did today," and I'll hit the shot again. I'm insane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'll hit some golf balls, bro. Let's go hit some golf balls, but not at Top Golf.
Nah, Top Golf.
UNF has a good
Yeah.
range. We should go.
Yeah, anytime, please. It's my favorite thing in the world. So.
We can do it.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
You rocked it. You are awesome.
You are awesome.
Definitely have you back on. We just did an easy 2 hours. Could have done 8.
Yes.
Very easy. Well, it is R with 3 eyes. Is it underscore or just R with 3 eyes?
It's official _Riii.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
eyes _IG.
Boom.
For now. Mm-hmm.
Follow her.
Yes, let's be friends.
Stay tuned. Tell her great job on the couch. You did great.
We have a lot to catch up on. As a viewer, you've been gone for a long time.
I know.
I want to know where you went. I want to get inside your head. So I'm
going
to
to put a
that.
solo out the day before this.
Let's do it.
Type shit.
Please. I'm watching.
Well, I love everybody. Thank you so much, Riii. It was awesome. It was very fun. I'll definitely have you back on. I don't know. I'm not doing outros anymore. Fuck it. This is it. I'll see you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what 3-6 Mafia says.
Fucking outro?
On all the time. Yeah. It's going down. Yeah. He's like, I need to find something else to say.
You know what's weird to me? It seemed like the old 3-6 Mafia is that Doughboy song. That's how long they'd been around. Remember? Dope boy, fresh. Fresh.
I'm stuck in like I'm stuck in Project Pat, Getty Green.
Project Pat's great, dude. All right.
He just makes whatever rhyme. I just love it. He makes it his own words.
Yes.
I got that purple. It purple. Yes, sir. Ain't got that purple.
So good.
Got to keep that white girl because she is my hooker. Like,
Hooker.
yeah.
Great
good.
shit. Memphis,
With
right?
that, yeah.
Boom. Thanks for listening, Memphis. Thanks for
Bird.
listening, Jacksonville. And thank you for coming on, Riii. It was great.
Of course, I'm here.
All right, I love all you listeners, and I will talk to you next episode. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.